They see number 15, Mike Skinner, the defending champion of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And Team Samco's second car, that is Jay Sauter, up from the American Speed Association. Row number 16, Greg Sachs. New colors. His new driving school in Florida sponsors his car. Canada's Randy McDonald going for Rookie of the Year honors this year along with Johnny Benson. Row number 17, you heard from Ted Musgrave. He brought that knife to a gunfight. And Steve Seligman up from the ARCA series. And the final row, Del McCowart, who, as he tells us time and again, may not make all the races, but he doesn't miss any parties. And Eric Smith will round out the field of 36 starters. Two other drivers were here yesterday and tried to qualify, but Stacy Compton and Gary Bradbury both found themselves on the sidelines. The AutoZone race analysis now coming your way from Charlotte, brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And this will take a look at the total purse now. Posted awards of better than $1 million for the two events. The Winston Select winner gets $200,000. If you win each segment, an additional $50 grand. That's how Jeff Gordon won his $300,000 a year ago. And Buddy Baker, remember when you used to run big-time races, points races that didn't pay 28 grand? And here we find ourselves in a non-points race paying that.
Eli, I won a World 600 and didn't pay that much. So, yeah, these guys are going for big money. But the prestige of winning either one of these races just carries the whole year for you.
And this is how these fellows have qualified to be in this evening's activities. Winning drivers and owners from 95 and 96. Winston Cup champions still running. Winners of this event over the last 5 years. And again, the top 5 finishers from this first race will advance into the Winston Select coming up in just about an hour or so. It's a beautiful night here. It's been a bit of a warmish day, as we mentioned. A good look right now at the Charlotte Motor Speedway and a good look at what will be taking you around today. They're watching Wally Dallenbach's car being pushed on the pit lane while Michael Waltrip takes us around the Speedway. We told you he's won the Open a couple of times, and we've got a number of different cameras that'll be carrying us around the track today. There's a look at the right side window and a look back from the Citgo Ford to the rest of the field. Just one of 6 cars that are going to be carrying our cameras today. Looking ahead towards Johnny Benson's machine as they work the back straightaway. Kenny Schrader carrying one of our in-car camera sets right behind Andy Hillenberg. And you know something? This does really give the folks a good perspective. I know it's not like being in the car, but the way these cameras are positioned, I've found it intriguing over the years.
Well, you can tell what the driver actually does, and it's just like being in there in the passenger seat. So it gives you a good perspective of what the speed looks like, what the groove looks like, and what the cars do in the corner. So it's a great thing to see.
Now as we ride with Johnny Benson Jr. from Grand Rapids, Michigan, at a fine finish yesterday in the IROC race, the International Race of Champions here.
Did you get nervous?
Won by Mark Martin. You hear Doug Hewitt, his crew chief, talking to him on the in-car radio, and we'll be eavesdropping throughout the course of this night.
You know, Eli, this is a night of things going right or things going wrong. John Andretti missed the driver's meeting and must go to the rear of the field.
Exactly. He's going to be dropping back from his appointed starting spot of 12th, where he qualified last night, all the way back to 36th position. And obviously, when you've only taken the top 5 to advance, that's not good news. Here we go now as the field gets set to form up. We've got 2 packs of cars on the racetrack, one behind one pace car, one behind the other. What they're doing now is checking their tachometers. They don't have speedometers if you're new to NASCAR Winston Cup racing. They're checking their speed on the racetrack and how it reads on the tack should they have to come down pit road at the appointed speed.
I'm looking at all the cars going down the back straightaway. Most of them have a reflector numbers on the car for the night race tonight. As it gets darker, you'll see these things illuminate, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, John McKenzie from Motorsports Designs. It's his company that does most of the work on these cars as far as decals are concerned. And more teams are doing it. But basically what it is, it's just a higher reflective kind of decal. And that will really show up nicely under these mercury vapor lights that they have here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And there you see John Andretti dropping down to the back of the field after missing the driver's meeting.
We had started to talk a little bit about how the teams have tried to set the cars up in the heat of the day. Now they're going to have to run under the night lights, and it's going to be a very different situation. And what they have done is try to transfer a different racetrack to what they're going to have here. Some of the teams, like Dale Earnhardt's team and Terry Labonte's team, they said, we're not even going to touch running in the daylight. We want to just try it at night. Others have tried to transfer it. So it's going to be interesting to see. Some of the fast teams may not be quite as fast tonight. We may see some real surprises before this evening's over.
There's the breakdown of this event by itself. The Winston Select Open. It is 50 laps, 75 miles. This racetrack, if you're not familiar with it, has turns banked 24 degrees. The straightaway is basically flat at 5 degrees. The back stretch that they are currently on is 1,360 feet long. And the front straightaway, which is not really straight, more of a quad oval, if you will, it is 1,952 feet long. Johnny Benson set to go racing. Right now, the starting five again are Lake Speed, Dick Trickle, Brett Bodine, Benson, and Derek Cope. And we will really be concentrating on those top 5 spots because those are the only positions that advance into the Winston Select. Glad you're with us here on TNN Motorsports. We've got a night of racing coming your way. Elmo Langley brings the pace car down the pit lane, and Royal Ford says, hold on, guys. Now the green flag is in the air, and we are racing at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Eli, it's really important to get the jump here on the start for Lake Speed going into turn 1, which he did get a good start. This racetrack right now is very, very narrow, the groove, so being in the lead really helps you get down in the corner.
Turn 3 now is a real handful, isn't it?
Well, it's down. You see them going in, everybody right on the bottom. Now back in the pack here, you see a few people testing the outside groove just a little bit there. But the halfway around the racetrack is very, very low through the corner.
Greg Sachs just working along with a couple of others, shoving Jeremy Mayfield out of the way, coming out of turn number 4. But Jeremy saves his RCA car.
See Dick Trickle there in second place for he's moving well. Here's a couple of cars running side by side now. You see Johnny Benson in the yellow car there. He was losing a little bit of time by being on that outside lane.
Riding with Kenny Schrader in the number 25 Budweiser Chevrolet. He tries to work through traffic to get to the front.
Johnny Benson has gotten himself hung on the outside right at the start, but he seems perfectly content to ride out there. Benson on the outside.
Let's go down to Randy. He's in Benson's pit.
Well, I'll tell you guys, if you remember a few weeks ago, actually, this is the same car that Johnny Benson put on the pole in Atlanta and went out the next day and absolutely destroyed it. Never got a chance to run it. They had to peel off a backup car from the trailer to race. They put a new front clip on it, among other things, and this is his first shot here, and he is hung on the outside.
3 laps of 50 completed. Benson still can't get in line. There's the scramble up front. Lake Speed. Trickle. There's Brett Bodine.
Lake Speed says a lot of people wonder about his ability in a race like this where it's so hammer and tong. He says, usually I have a switchblade in a sword fight. This time, however, I've got a sword. We got trouble on the racetrack.
Trouble for Dick Trickle as he slows going past the start-finish line. Looks as though he might have, don't know if he might have touched the wall coming through the corner, what have you, but he saves his race car out of the way as he goes up into turn number 1. So the second place runner now finds himself out of the picture. Tough right there, Glenn Jarrett. What are they saying?
Eli, the report we're getting is that, believe it or not, the gas pedal came off. We're going down to his pits to check on it, but that's the report we're getting.
Caution on the speedway. Andy Hillenberg spins. Greg Sachs in the 35 goes around. Caution is on the speedway at lap number 5 as Andy Hillenberg subbing for the injured Robert Presley and Greg Sachs got together.
Jay Sauter, he spun also there, but he's coming around now. No damage to the Sauter car.
So caution on the speedway. It will fly at lap number 6 as Greg Sachs takes his car directly to the garage here. Let's see if we can tell what happened up there. Hillenberg's the 33. Let's keep an eye on him.
He's on the bottom. It's Dallenbach on the top of the 50.
You see the back going going out right there. He loses control right through the air got off the spoiler there. You see him spinning the rear wheels now. You see the wheels quit rolling. He's giving up there. You see the flaps come up to keep the car from flying. He's going backwards, and now it's just chain reaction. The car is trying to avoid him.
We'll find Sack shortly. The 35, there he is, already broadsided with Musgrave there. And Sauter, nice move for Jay in the 40. Let's watch it again. Hillenberg, the inside car of that 2x2.
Okay, Eli, when you go down in the corner really hard, you see the 33 on the bottom there. Watch the back straight around right here. Now, he's just along as a passenger there. He thought he could save it, then he locks the brakes up. He gets into the outside wall. And boy, when you're going around 180 miles an hour, the last thing you want to see is a car coming down the racetrack like Hillenberg's doing.
Well, Andy Hillenberg, who finished third in the ARCA race that was run here a short while ago, will not be quite as fortunate here this afternoon in the Winston Select Open. So under caution, 6 laps of 50 on the board as the lead is still in the hands of our pole sitter, Lake Speed.
Want to make painting easier? Change your roller to a Wagner cordless power roller. There's less mess, less hassle, and less bending over because you control the flow of paint. So you can just keep on rolling. In fact, with the power roller and its accessories, you'll get professional results nearly twice as fast. It even turns cleanup into an easy job. So get a cordless power roller from Wagner and transform every room in your house. Pete Conrad, Apollo 12 astronaut, just broke the world speed record for a round-the-world flight. Pete, what's your secret?
To break records, you need performance and reliability. That's why Duraloop's in every one of my engines.
Pete knows that Duraloop engine treatment reduces friction in your car engine, increasing fuel mileage, reducing engine wear, and increasing your engine's life. Duraloop, it's not just an engine treatment. It's tomorrow's technology today. Enter the performance zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs.
Get your passing gear, you're gone.
Experts say Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs mean more horsepower and better mileage.
The difference in gas miles has been fantastic.
Enter the performance zone only with Split-Fire Performance V's, guaranteed. And now get triple platinum performance for the life of your car. New Split-Fire 3 spark plugs.
I've seen every card there is. Thousands of cards. Super 8's VIP card. It says congratulations. Your reservation is guaranteed and you get 10% off. Life's great at Super 8.
Too hot in your car? Don't sweat it. Now at Pep Boys, get a cool deal on our air conditioning quick check for only $19.99. Our AC quick check only $19.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
There's the running order as we get set to go back to green here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The top 5 are all that will advance into the Winston Select. Let's get back to old Dick Trickle. When's the last time you heard about a gas pedal coming off, or was it really that elementary?
Well, I think maybe Glenn will have a word on this in a second from the pits. But what I think happened is he either broke a spring or the mechanism coming from the carburetor that adjusts the accelerator itself may have come loose. Right now, it's just guessing.
Ted Musgrave on pit road right now as Howard Comstock and the boys try to work on what has been an ill-handling car much of the weekend.
The car's got a bit of a different geometry situation. They were trying to come up with an extra edge, and they redid the geometry on the front end of that race car. It has not worked, and you can see them. They're pulling out the fenders, trying to get a little bit more downforce on it.
Just about a quarter lap away from going back to green here at Charlotte. Glad you're tuned in to TNN Motorsports. Don't forget tomorrow the NASCAR Busch Series running up in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We'll be seeing that as part of a busy day on TNN. We'll tell you all about it as our evening continues. Green flag and Lake Speed and the number 9 Span Team car takes them back to turn number 1. Kenny Wallace, he's in that number 81, the Square D car. Gotta make some headway on the restarts if you can.
I talked to Kenny earlier today, and he said, I'm going to finish in the top 5. You tell everybody I said that too. You know, he's very enthusiastic, and he was one of the fastest cars in late practice today.
Dick Trickle back on the racetrack as we look at a good scramble now for the 3rd spot. Derek Colt. Along with Huck Strickland, who is inside. Bobby Hamilton is right there. We're looking from behind Michael Waltrip's car. Derek Cope's car, he has a problem. Looked as though the rear tire was going down. Is the left rear down? Sure looks it from this angle. Looks as though the left rear has gone down on Derek Cope's Badcock furniture car.
Well, that's what he's doing. He stayed up there and let all the faster cars get by. Then he moved himself into the bottom lane to come in the pits.
Boy, there have been some strange deals here in the early going. Derek was up in the top 5 in position to advance. We're at lap number 10 of 50. Meanwhile, in the garage, Randy's caught up with Andy Hillenberg, who keyed that first caution flag of the evening.
Andy, glad to see you're okay, but I know there's no one more disappointed down here in this garage than you are right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, the boys told me to let it rip, and it was pretty neat racing out there because we actually passed about 5 or 6 guys, and I just left the lane open on the outside, trying to make a pass too early, and somebody got on the outside of me, and you know, just a little anxiousness on my part, and these things really loosen up, and that's why they put yellow duct tape on the back of rookies' cars, I guess. But we'll be back in someday here, and I appreciate the chance to get in, fill in for Robert, and you know, maybe we'll be back someday. And I want to thank all the Skull people for giving me the nod to do this.
Let me tell you something, guys. This is one talented race car driver. He will be back. He'll be in this Cup Series one day. Eli.
All right, thanks a lot. Right now, 13 laps on the board. Derek Cope did come down the pit lane. The tire changed as we had speculated. He has lost a lap.
And just a few moments ago, you were watching Robbie Thaggart in that 02. If you're not familiar with that car, it's because it's his first Winston Cup race, and he is on a tear out there.
You're riding with the fastest car on the track right now. Kenny Schrader has made a move from the back. He is moving up through traffic like a butter through hot, a hot knife through butter. Excuse me.
As he works his way to the front, Glenn's got more from Derek Cope's pit.
Well, Eli, just take a look at the tire. This was the left rear tire. You guys correctly surmised out there that it went down. All this happened after the air went out of the tire when he was still up at high speed trying to get the car down into the pit road. They must have had a picture on it. They haven't even checked it. There's no way to check it. There's no air in the tire.
And so it did cost him a lap there. It's Kenny Wallace in the 81. Benson the 30 inside of Hamilton. He's to the outside of the 43. Here comes Morgan Shepherd in the 75. And you hear the radio for Johnny Benson kind of eavesdropping. They say clear, good job, back in line. He did just that.
It was a good job. Anytime you can come out of Charlotte Motor Speedway going through the corner 3 wide and have everybody still intact, everyone has done a good job.
Eli, you see Bobby Hamilton there in the 43. He's having a hard time staying down. His car must be pushing a lot. He's unable to stay low in the corner. He's running a higher line than anybody on the racetrack. Now, as he says that, he almost running in.
Schrader, on the other hand, in that number 25, is absolutely a rocket. He is all the way up from 15th position at this point, and Schrader has run incredibly well in this event. He's got seconds in this race in 89, 90, 91. That's in the Select and the Open. He's got seconds in 93 and 95.
Matter of fact, he has only finished the Winston Select, the big race, lower than 4th only once, and he was 20th last year. There's Michael Waltrip in the 21, working out a tight squeeze with Huck Strickland, who is right there behind him in the Circuit City car. Down pit road, Rick Mast will make an unscheduled pit stop at lap number 17. Tough break for the Hooters team right now, as the battle we've been watching goes back into turn 2. Brett Bodine in the 11. That's Huck Strickland's Ford.
Is this close enough for you, or what?
Well, get him go by Michael Waltrip there as they come off the corner. You see Huck Strickland just put Michael Waltrip right away as they come off turn 4.
Philippe Lopez and the fellas prepare a pretty good race car for Huck Strickland. They have had some bad old luck this year.
And here comes Jimmy Spencer in the number 23. He was one of the fastest cars in practice under the lights.
Running in the 4th spot right now with Jeff Burton in the 99 right behind him in 5th. So things are really mixing up right now. Back up front, still Lake Speed showing the way, and he's not even looking back. He's running off right now. 19 of 50 laps complete.
With Best Western's new family plan, you may get discounts to attractions like Six Flags theme parks. Or the Zoo, baby coupons for food, giveaways for kids, great offers from United Artists Theaters, and free car rental. Every Best Western gives you so much. And a room for the family at a special family plan rate. Maybe even a deal on a second room for the kids. Come here, come here. For family plan reservations, call 1-800-528-1234 or your travel agent.
When you're traveling with your family, stay with our team at Best Western.
Enter the Performance Zone with split-wire Performance V spark plugs.
You hit your passing gear, you're gone.
Experts say split-wire Performance V spark plugs mean more horsepower and better mileage.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Enter the Performance Zone only with split-wire Performance Vs, guaranteed. And now you could win a limited edition 97 Mustang Cobra. Enter the split-wire Performance V sweepstakes.
Lake Speed continues to lead, but that's Morgan Shepherd and Steve Grissom bouncing off one another as they battle for 8th and 9th spot. Again, only the top 5 finishers will advance. Meanwhile, Kenny Schrader's got a problem on pit road, Glenn.
We were monitoring his radio communication with his pit crew, Eli, and we heard them talking about a miss. Even while he was moving up through the field, Kenny was complaining that the engine wasn't running in the car. He switched the box. We also understand that Ricky Craven is in the pits now. We'll try to find out what's wrong with him. But in the meantime, while we were listening to Schrader, it really started falling off the pace. He is now coming down pit road. We'll check further to see what the problem is. I have an idea what they're trying to do.
Schrader and Ricky Craven making stops virtually a couple of pit stalls apart. 22 of 50 laps completed this first race. And there's Morgan Shepherd in the 75, having made the move around Grissom and Bobby Hamilton, climbing up to 8th spot now. Morgan is a guy who's not used to finishing out of the money here. He has failed to make the select. Only once since 1987.
I want to say something about Bobby Hamilton. Whatever has happened to that race car, the racetrack has come to him. He has started picking up the pace, and he's moved by several cars. You see the line he's running now is very low on the racetrack earlier in the race. I think he might have had a push, and now the race car is getting better, and he is picking it off.
And that's part of the deal. You have to hedge your bet at 2 o'clock for what's going to happen at about 10 after 8. Kenny Schrader is in the garage area. His evening is done. He will not advance to the Winston Select.
And if the number 43 looks familiar to you, and you are a race fan who's been around this sport for a long time, you saw Richard Petty run that paint scheme in 1972. I bet you remember that one.
I do. I remember it going away in the sunset many times.
Strickland in car number 8 right now. He is second. 23, Jimmy Spencer is third. They are running, though, a goodly distance behind Lake Speed, who was the leader, about 3.5 to 4 car lengths back to the lapped car of Trickle. Dick is the number 19. Then comes this great battle we're watching.
Well, Jimmy Spencer does not care about preferred lines. You see him trying to make a move there on that Strickland on the outside, and it looks like he has the horsepower to do it.
We're halfway home now with this Winston Select Open. And how about old Jeff Burton running in 4th now? He started in 20th position. How about that for moving it?
Well, Spencer started a good way back as well. He was in 15th spot when the green flag came out. Right now he is running in 2nd spot, and he's moving. This is his kind of race, though. You know, Saturday night storm.
It is. Short track, and this is Brutes, but he says, give me Saturday night in the lights, and I'll run it anywhere.
You see Dick Trickle there. He got back out. They fixed everything, but his lag was so down now, so he's pretty much out of contention. But never say die. These guys go for it all here.
Lake Chambers Speed from Jackson, Mississippi. What a great racing name.
Well, we're going to have a fight here for the lead in just a second. Jimmy Spencer is really catching up to Lake Speed there. As you can see, the interval is less than 4 car lengths now.
So there you see the interval. Mark it down. As soon as we come back, we'll see how it might have changed. We're live at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're coming right back.
Oh, Bill, did I tell you what Patty said that Rachel heard about what Mark said about Patty? Well, Bill, are you listening? Anyway, Patty ran into Rachel, who had run into Mark at a party. So, according to Bill, are you listening to me or to the game?
5 ticks left on the clock. Missiles down by 1. Just a reminder, this game brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got a great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good. Smith inbounds to Wakeman through the paint. Tomahawk down. Yes!
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Is there any jealousy behind the scenes?
Basically, in our sport, we're jealous of anybody that's out there winning.
Catch last year's Winston Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon on Spotlight with Phyllis George, May 28th on TNN.
Turn on to CMT every weekend in May, and turn on to CMT Showcase featuring Colin Ray. During his career, Colin has heated up the CMT charts. Now he's bringing that same energy to CMT Showcase, although this time I think he's going a little bit overboard.
You would think that I'm Elvis with all the gold records I have hanging on the wall.
Turn on to CMT Showcase featuring Colin Ray every weekend in May.
Now, each study let us superior speed. What is the answer to the equation of power? Edelbrock! Edelbrock! Prove it.
Edelbrock, manifolds, carburetors, cylinder heads, camshafts and components, Edelbrock exhaust systems, air cleaners and valve covers, Edelbrock Harley products and more.
Now that's proven performance.
Prove it to yourself for free. Send for your free 96 Edelbrock catalog. Edelbrock, Torrance, California. It was on lap number 31 that Jimmy Spencer made the move around Lake Speed to take the lead in the Winston Select Open. We'll take a look and show you exactly how it happened.
Well, you see Jimmy going to the outside. Lake Speed is choosing the faster way around the racetrack on the bottom. He starts to move up. Spencer said, no, I have that covered. He was very smart there not to move up. That could have been a wreck. You see Spencer going right on by. Now what Lake Speed has to do is concern himself in the transfer spot because there's some cars moving up that could take him over.
And that is the transfer spot you're looking at now. Michael Waltrip has it. Johnny Benson Jr. wants it. Again, if you're not familiar, at the risk of being redundant, only the top 5 finishers will advance into the Winston Select. Spencer, Speed, Strickland, Jeff Burton, and the 21 car of Michael Waltrip holding those spots right now. As you see the rundown and 17 laps to go.
You see Johnny Benson right now. He looks to be a little bit quicker than Michael Waltrip, but he can't get the position to make that move on the inside getting into the corner. Benson has to be very careful right at the moment.
Waltrip with much more experience here at Charlotte Motor Speedway than Benson, and he surely is going to be leaning on that experience to try to keep Benson behind him, and got all he can do to do that. Benson's very strong.
The last lap, 175.461 miles an hour.
He had been having a problem with his tires trying to get the car set up. They were not picking up air correctly. His chassis wasn't doing as he wanted it to as the race went on. They've got it fixed as this race winds down.
You see Hut Strickland there in the 8 car. He has pulled right up on the back of Lake Speed, so I expect they'll have a little go at it here in the second 2-week lap.
Hut Strickland, he was moderately encouraged in the garage area yesterday. They were still working on it. He's gotten it dialed in. He likes this racetrack. Most everybody does have an affinity for this track, but Hut said, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
They like the money they take out of here, too.
Sure. And the total for this race, $193,000. $888,000 for the Winston Select. Buddy's cringing just listening to that.
Wow, I tell you what, you're making me hungry. Woo. The way he explained 80,000. I like that, Eli.
Yeah, well,
sure.
There's Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy started 15th. He's now leading. This is the 6th time he's been in this event, the Winston Select Open. He has never finished better than 9th in 1992. Down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, guys, if you take a look at the scoreboard right now, look at that. 23 Ford, 9 Ford, 8 Ford, 99, and 21. All Fords in the top 5. Through the years, this has been known as a Ford racetrack. They're certainly proving it tonight. By that, I mean Fords typically run well here. They like these wide turns, straightaways. Ford's on the board tonight in the top 5 right now. The closest thing to him, Johnny Benson's Pontiac in 6th.
And right now, the margin pretty well stable. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. fourth, and now Michael Waltrip pulling away in fifth spot from Johnny Benson Jr. I think you were saying a little too close for comfort with just a dozen laps to go.
Jeremy Mayfield has just dropped out. Lake Speed spotter has told him just hang right on Spencer's bumper. Maybe he'll burn his tires out.
Now, Jimmy Spencer, his car has developed a bit of a push, if you can watch it, while Huck Strickland there in the 8 is still glued low to the racetrack.
Lake Speed is actually catching Jimmy Spencer. I don't know whether Jimmy may have used his tires moving up or what, but it seems to me that Lake Speed is closing in just a little bit there in second place.
For those who might be new in this business, buddy, when we say a car has developed a push, what does that mean?
That means that when you're turning to go over the wall, you start to shove the nose of the car, and it really won't turn, and you have to back out of the throttle to make the turn.
Further back now, we watch the 7th place battle. Brett Bodine in the 11. He's in 7th spot. Then you've got not Ricky Craven. He is a lap down in the 41. But Morgan Shepherd and then Camouflage 75 and the 43. That's the battle for 8th spot right now.
Eli, they need to work on that car exclusively. This is Camouflage.
I was waiting to find out which of us were going to say that first. You owe me a buck, Bergman. I told you I'd say it first.
What they did, they brought a camouflage expert in to paint that car, a guy who's used to painting boats and duck blinds and that kind of thing. And when you get up close to it, it looks really strange. The crew is also dressed up in camouflage gear.
You know the name of the camouflage?
No.
Mossy Oak Bottomland.
It looks it.
Mossy Oak Bottomland.
180-mile-an-hour Mossy Oak. This is a good race.
It's a great battle right there. Shepherd and Hamilton for 8th and 9th.
Pontiac on the bottom, Ward on the top. That's the same car that number 75 that won this race last year with Todd Bodine driving it.
And you see where Todd's coming back. He'll be driving the McDonald's Ford effective next weekend till Bill Elliott gets healthy. Great break for Todd. He's a good kid.
He sure is. Deserves a good ride. He's got one there. Look at this, just lap after lap after lap, side by side.
You know the bad part of this story, though? They're fighting for ninth.
Yeah, they're fighting for
that's not
time,
the transfer spot.
Yeah, but they are putting on a good battle. There is a good bit of money on the line, but there's the battle up front. You see, Lake Speed in the 9 has closed in again on Spencer's machine. Now, Randy, has he picked up a significant push, or is it just looking that way?
Well, he certainly has, Eli. Donnie Wingo is giving him his lap times every time by. We're going to try and get a quick word with Donnie. He's giving me the eye, but I'll get to him and say, hey, Donnie, it's a pretty good test session, whether you win it or not.
Yeah, the car's kind of tightened up on it a little bit here at the end. I don't know if we can hold Lake off or not. We're going to give it our best shot.
Okay, and you can be sure that if they do not win, or even if they do, if they pick up a little push, they'll make a few adjustments to this baby. They're going to change the tires, get back out there, and go at it in the Winston Select. But it's a good test session for these guys, one way or the other.
There's 5.5 laps remaining in this one. In fact, in front of this jam-packed grandstand at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Both of these drivers, both of these teams can surely use a win. Neither has had the kind of season that they would like to have. And you can bet they're cruising there. Look at this. Look on the
There goes Lake.
Boy, that's the difference of being able to turn and stay down low. That's the fast way around. If Jimmy Spencer pushes out in this next corner, Lake Speed may make a move on him.
Now a little puff of smoke there from behind Jeff Burton's machine, the 99, but he's running a strong fourth. Let's see what Lake does here.
Hey, you can get him. Wait for him to mess up. 5 to go.
Here a spotter say you can get him, wait for him to mess up.
That's Lake Speed spotter we're listening to.
That's a story that's harder to sell than anything on this track. Passing Jimmy Spencer with 5 laps to go, it's going to be tough.
Passing Jimmy Spencer anytime is hard, but you're right, buddy. With 5 laps to go, Humpy Wheeler has been talking about this race as combat. The word combat has come up in a lot of quotes from Humpy Wheeler, the promoter here in Charlotte. And indeed, as we get down to it, it's beginning to look a little like a war.
Top 5 right now. That car, the 23 Spencer, number 9, Lake Speed, and you see across the top of your screen, Huck Strickland, Jeff Burton, and Michael Waltrip. That's your top 5 right now. That would advance. They've still got 4 laps to go.
3 laps to go. 3 laps.
Eli, what Jimmy Spencer can do, being in the lead like he is, he can actually dictate the pace that they run around the racetrack. Lake Speed is right behind him. The Spencer's having a problem pushing. He can back off a little bit earlier, get into turn, and stand back in the front.
That was Steve Seligman. They just went by on the back straightaway. You saw him on the apron of the racetrack as we check in with Randy Pemberton.
Donnie Wingo doing all he can from the pits. He's driving as hard as he can. He's telling Jimmy, keep it low, Jimmy, keep it low. So he's doing everything he can. Jimmy's got a little bit of a push, but he's trying to hold off Lake Speed.
It'll be the white flag the next time they come back. They're now between turns 1 and 2. They'll work some slower traffic.
Sitting there. All Spencer has to do is slip one time. We have a new leader if it happens.
Strickland, Jeff Burton, Michael Waltrip behind him. Lake knows what's happening.
There's the white. They've got to do it now.
Looking good. And they are looking good. Even if they don't win this event, they're in the select.
I think what we see now is that Lake Speed realizes he's in the Winston, the big show. I don't look for him to do anything real crazy right now. He has a good race car, and he is in that transfer position.
Strickland in third, Burton in fourth, Michael Waltrip fifth at the last transfer spot.
And Michael is not being threatened at all right now. Johnny Benson has dropped back about 25 car lengths behind him as Jimmy Spencer will advance. Lake Speed will advance. Hutch Strickland will advance. So too Jeff Burton and Michael Waltrip. And now the field is set for NASCAR's All-Star Race, the Winston Select. That coverage is coming your way in moments on TNN Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Payne Stewart. Everybody knows that I love to play golf. But when I'm at home, I love to work in my yard too. And after all, who spends more time working on grass than I do?
The Grass Terminator replacement head uses a new concept, multi-edge line for smoother, cleaner cutting. And the Grass Terminator's unique recessed head protects the trimmer line from breaking.
The Grass Terminator. With a backyard like this, I need all the help I can get.
Available at finer home improvement centers and retailers worldwide.
How can the Home Depot's paint department help you?
We have a huge paint department.
We've got experts that can help you with any project.
We will definitely take care of you.
Our Behr paints and stains are top quality.
Waterproofing? Behr's got you covered.
You need to stain a fence or deck? We've got all kinds of stains.
In all kinds of shades.
We even got sealers. We give people choices. Everything you need is right there at your fingertips.
Any project, Home Depot can help.
The Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning. Before cars had phones, cup holders, or even roofs, Mobil Oil was there. When Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic, Mobil was on board. Mobil was in the world's first minivans, in the first space shuttle, and in the tanks of Desert Storm. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
Where does Napa keep over 200,000 different parts? Right up here. Now remember, your belt tension on this is critical. What kind of car is it? Well, I'll sell you all the struts you want, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in without the right tools. I'm sure we have it. Okay, is it a 77 or a 78? Because they changed the carburetor in 78. Actually, that's not a stupid question at all. I know what it used to be. You don't stay at Napa long handing out the wrong answers, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
America running.
Tonight's exclusive coverage of the Winston Select on TNN is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running.
Well, the first portion of our doubleheader is in the books, but the big race yet to come. By the way, TNN's going to be at Pocono Raceway for the June 16th UAW GM 500. And if you want to experience one of NASCAR's most competitive tracks for yourself, call 1-800-RACEWAY right now. Yeah, the ticket office is open tonight. They've got them working up there in the Poconos, so give them a call and join us all at Pocono International Raceway. Coming up for the UAW GM 500. Victory Lane, Glenn Jarrett, Jimmy Spencer's going to the Select for the second time.
Absolutely, Eli. There's a whole bunch of Spencers down here awful happy. 3 generations, in fact. Jimmy's children and his father Ed stepped in. Jimmy, great job. I know the car developed a little push there. You really had to fight to hold Lake off, but you did it.
Oh, thanks, Atlanta. I'll tell you, he did. He combined strongly, and my car was really, really good. and all at once it started to pick the push up. Now the clouds is coming. I mean, it's getting dark, I should say. We're at the Winston. We're in it. Smoking Joe's guys built me a heck of a race car here. All the guys in the shop. I don't get to say that too often, Glenn, Peter Gall, what a motor. Go ahead.
It's been since July of 1994 since you've been to Victory Lane. Now you transfer into the Winston Select, I should say. Have you got something for those guys now?
We're playing with the big guys now. I should say we're playing with the men. We're the boys right now, so we're stepping up in the upper league here, and I got to tell you something, it's going to be hard. We're expected to try and get into the top 10, and if we can get there, we'll work on that and try to get to the top 5, and who knows what happens in the last 10 laps.
Let's go to Randy Pemberton.
Well, Michael Waltrip has made it in the final transfer spot. Michael, congratulations on making it, but I understand you got a little adjusting to do to run well in the Select next.
Yeah, it was terrible, but we've been handling bad. I was afraid we were going to be off, but, what do? You just hope for the best, and now we can adjust it and hopefully get a good setup under the sit-go forward for Mr. Leroy Britton, who's sitting at home watching tonight. I want to do some good stuff for him, but, man, we were way, way off, so they're going to do a lot of stuff to it.
You can make adjustments before you get in this race, correct?
Yeah, we're going to pull the rubber out of the right front, pull on the right rear, raise the track bar, pull the fenders out, take wedge out, and change the air pressure. So that ought to do something, don't you think?
I think so. Good luck to you in the Winston Select. Okay, we'll be back with some great racing action. You don't want to miss this one under the lights here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back in just a moment.
Need a few parts? Pet Boys has everything you need.
Have a nice weekend.
26,000 items at the guaranteed low price, tires and service too. Pet Boys, everything but gas.
Hanson, the sales report was a disaster. Your group has the lowest performance record in the history of the company, and you're a total disappointment. Are you familiar with the term downsizing?
From the summer hit Flipper come the incredible Flipper Squirt Toys, only at Pizza Hut. Scar and Flipper are just $1.69 each with any pizza purchase. You can even get them delivered. Everyone will love them. Even kids. Sorry. Pizza Hut, you'll love the stuff we're made of.
Conditions like these are torture on engines. But you can also damage engines in a more familiar setting. That's why there's an engine treatment for stop-and-go driving from Valvoline called TM8. TM8's 8 friction-fighting ingredients significantly reduce engine bearing wear. Even in high-temperature conditions, adding TM8 gives oil up to twice the protection. Hey, driving 150 miles an hour is tough on engines, but so is hardly moving at all. TM8 from Valvoline, because driving is more stop-and-go.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys want to stay cool. How do you do it? With new Speed Stick Gel, proven to keep you drier than any other gel. It's the best gel protection. New Speed Stick Gel, just for the guys.
If it's metal and it's outdoors, it needs rust protection. Enter Krylon Rust Tough. Spray or brush on a beautiful finish so tough it even protects against the destructive elements of nature. Well, most of them. Krylon Rust Tough protects tough.
Brought to you by Gladiator and Universal Luxury Vans, the official vans of tracks, teams, and drivers throughout the NASCAR world. Call 1-800-445-2825 for a dealer near you.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and although this evening is a non-points race for the NASCAR Winston Cup teams, why don't we take a look at the Texaco point standings, brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. They control volatility and vaporization. Heading into next weekend's running of the 600 here at Charlotte. I know it's early, but is it Earnhardt's championship to lose?
He's running awfully strong this year. He really, really is.
There's Ted Musgrave and Kenny Schrader, neither one having a great run here this evening, but they are in the top 10. Now let's take a look at the unofficial results of the event you just enjoyed, the Winston Select Open. The top 5 advancing into the Winston Select. Just missing Johnny Benson, Brett Bodine, Morgan Shepherd's not in, Bobby Hamilton, Steve Grissom, and there you see the remainder. John Andretti came all the way back to 15th after starting shotgun when he missed the driver's introduction and driver's meeting. And on deck towards the 36th place finisher, Greg Sachs, who did not have the afternoon or evening he wanted. Randy Pemberton is in the garage.
Hey man, some big news down here. Jack Roush and the guys underneath the hood of the XI Batteries Ford I have Jeff Burton, the driver here. You came from a long ways away to get into this Winston Select, but the car's not running real well right now. What's the deal?
Well, we think we got a rope rocker on. I don't really know, to be honest, but I got the best in the business working on it. They can fix it, they will. Even if it broke, I'm proud of what we've done. You know, I took home 20th and finished 4th. I'm really proud of my race team, and we get to go play the big boys now.
What about the chassis, Jeff? How good was it?
We were good for the first 20 laps, but then we picked up a pretty bad push. But I don't think it matters because we got 30 lap runs, so that's all we're worried about right now.
Okay, let's hope they get it fixed. Glad you're.
Well, they just called Lake Speedway to get in one of the Camaros that they traditionally ride all the drivers around in, and as you can see, things are a little bit hectic right now. We'll see if we can get a word with Lake as we walk along. Lake, you had well, I just lost him, guys. Hang on, we'll get there. A little bit confusing right now. I'll run and see if I can get around in front of him. Only person who could get in front of him earlier on was Jimmy Spencer. Like you told us earlier on that you were making a guess. It looked like an awfully good guess you made there.
I really think we did a good guess, and looking forward to it. We were awful good first 30 laps there, so hopefully we'll see how good we are here in a minute.
Okay, as always, race drivers in a hurry. Let's go back up top to Eli Gold.
Heck of a job. I thought Glenn had developed a push there for a second. He did a great job. The A1 clock is underway right now as we try and count our way down to the start of the NASCAR Winston Select, the All-Star race coming up here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So do stay with us as closing in NASCAR's All-Star race with $888,000 on the line.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top-quality parts, and they find helpful people, like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone. 285 horsepower, 2 airbags, and 2 easy open tops. The Pontiac Firebird T-Top and Firebird Convertible. Too cool.
That is what they're vying for, the Winston Select Trophy on this All-Star night for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Eli Gold, Dick Bergman, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, and Randy Pemberton. We are up there under the letter E of Charlotte, high above this jam-packed grandstand. Kyle Petty getting settled in the convertible to the right. Remember, guys, we were talking in that first race. We saw a little puff of smoke out of Jeff Burton's car at one point. It may just become a major story. Rusty Wallace seems to be ready, signing a few autographs for some lucky folks. Kyle Petty's crew chief, Billy Woodruff, looking on. Let's go down to the grid.
Hey, Rusty Wallace sitting here, calm, cool, and collected. Get ready to leave. Rusty, how's the car running?
I'll tell you after the first 30. No, better yet, I'll tell you after the last 10. But I think she's going to be real good.
Okay, good luck to you, Rusty Wallace. Get ready to go out on the grid and moving right as I begin talking to him.
Our guys being put to the test down there this evening. There's Ernie Irvin getting set to go racing. He'll be starting in the 13th spot here tonight. And if you've never been to this spectacle here at Charlotte, and indeed it is, all of the drivers climb aboard these convertibles. They're driven around the speedway. There'll be more fireworks here. And of course, the flashbulbs will be going off. And there's old Jimmy Spencer talking over with Harry Gant.
He's probably trying to take the car away from me. He said, listen, I've never been in the Winston Select before. What do I do? Do I take your ride now or what?
And look at the smiles on everybody's faces. Everybody here is having such a good, yeah, you tell them, Harry. Everybody here is having such a good time. And I'm going to tell you what, this grandstand has been rocking. They've been doing the wave. They've been hollering. Look at them waving at the TNN camera right now.
Harry Gant ran this race 9 consecutive years until he retired in '93, and he's ready to go racing. There's Terry Labonte. Again, more autographs for Ernie Irvin, signing some legal tender down there. Darkness is now well fallen upon the Speedway. The lights have taken full control. It's an electric atmosphere, and that's the time remaining until the green flag as we stay with you here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
You look at a garage a lot differently when you see who it belongs to, especially when you look at Sears Garage, where right now all Michelin road handlers are on sale. All sizes at guaranteed unbeatable prices. All backed by the guarantee that made Sears famous. So no matter what's parked in your garage, chances are you'll find a tire for it in ours. If you're looking for a great deal on tires, take a look at our garage. Sears Auto Center. Protect your engine. Remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Pure oil later.
Is there any jealousy behind the scenes?
Basically, in our sport, we're jealous of anybody that's out there winning.
Catch last year's Winston Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon on Spotlight with Phyllis George, Faithfully 8 on TNN. Who are your favorite performers? Be a part of country music's biggest night. Call and make your vote count to the TNN Music City News Country Awards. Go to the phone now and vote for your choice as female artist. To vote, call 1-900-407-VOTE. That's 1-900-407-8683. Each call costs 95 cents a minute. Average length of call is 2 minutes. The nominees for female artists are Faith Hill, Martina McBride, Reba McEntire, Lori Morgan, Shania Twain. Call 1-900-407-VOTE and follow the instructions on how to register your choice. Then watch the TNN Music City News Country Awards live on TNN, the Nashville Network, Monday, June 10th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central to see who wins.
Roughly 17 minutes away from the start of the event, Glenn Jarrett is with our Grand Marshal.
And that Grand Marshal is former Senator Bob Dole. As you know, he resigned his Senate seat last week to concentrate on his efforts to gain the presidency. He told his crowd he loved country music, auto racing, and he wanted to be president. He is a true friend of auto racing. Welcome, Senator Dole.
I'm very happy to be here again. We were here in October here with my wife Elizabeth from North Carolina, and we were both here then. Been doing NASCAR races since 1976. And what I like about it is see so many good people, family people. It's a family affair, young, old, make any difference what economic status. People love racing. It's Americana, if you ever saw it. There are 150,000 excited people here. Not about me, but about the race. It's about to begin.
Well, enjoy yourself tonight. Best of luck to you in the fall. This man's got my vote. Randy Pemberton.
Darrell Waltrip sitting in his pace car. Daddy smells good, doesn't he? Just got out of the shower, fresh out of the shower, watched a little of that race. What about it, Darrell? You won the first one here. Can you come back and do anything with him tonight?
I don't know. This is that race there was exciting to watch. Jimmy Spencer did a great job. Finally won himself a race. I'm happy for him. I just hope I get out of here alive tonight. And I don't mean that literally, but I hope to get out of here with a good race. And we don't have anything happen like what happened last year. I'm really happy about the race, and the car's good, and I just want to go out and have a good night and have some fun. That's the main thing.
Okay, that's his middle name, Fun. But let me tell you what, Mr. Intensity, to say the least, Darrell Waltrip.
He's going to be all business this evening as the clock, the A1 steak sauce clock, counts us down to the green flag. The Winston Select at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Closing in.
Just how important is it that welders use the right combination of welding and cutting equipment and filler metals? ESOP. See your local ESOP distributor today. Since NASCAR first began, there have been over 1,000 races with more than 10,000 drivers and mechanics and millions of spectators. And
as NASCAR continues to grow even bigger, so has the one parts store serious enough to be the only official auto parts store in the history of NASCAR. Western Auto and Western Auto's new Parts America.
This is the Texaco Haviland stock car. And this is the Texaco Haviland Indy car. And while these cars run on special fuels, we figured it was still a good way to remind you that Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines give your car unsurpassed performance. And Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil and Texaco antifreeze coolant provide complete protection. But if we really wanted you to remember our name, maybe we should have sponsored something slower.
If it's Saturday night, it's steak night. That's just the way it's always been.
And I always use my favorite steak sauce.
It's tradition.
What? Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for something different. Something rich, robust, something zesty, hearty. It's there, and it's great.
A steak sauce for me?
You serious?
Can you do that?
Yeah, all right. New A1 Thick and Hearty. Try it now at Subway on a steak and cheese sub.
Highway transportation provided by the Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago motorhomes. Call 1-800-988-4884 and find out why Winnebago is the choice of champions. Commercial transportation for this broadcast has been provided by Ryder, the official transportation company for Opryland. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Standing by with Ernie Irvin, he's holding his lovely little daughter, Jordan. Ernie, the last time you were here, 1994, you tried that pass. It didn't work, but I know you're glad to be back here.
Well, I sure am. This is exciting. Hopefully I won't get caught up in all the excitement and keep my head on my shoulders and try to win this thing.
How's the car been going so far today?
Well, it's pretty good, you know, but we practiced in the heat of the day, so hopefully we made the right decisions.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. They're just about to take Ernie on his lap around the racetrack. Let's go to Randy.
Ricky Rudd, owner and driver of the Tide Ride. Ricky, one of the quickest guys in practice. What about it tonight?
Well, we'd love to be able to come over and take this thing. You know, there's a lot of excitement on the line and a lot of money on the line. This car, it runs really good at Charlotte. It was on the pole last year for the October race. Finished third in the Winston. We just hope it runs as good as it has in the past.
Is there a way to drive this race smart?
Well, I think you need to be in the right. You need to think about using the first segment. You need to go out and run. But the second segment, you got to use your head. You need a good starting position for the final 10 laps. And then I don't think there's a smart way to run the final 10 laps. It's just put the pedal down and go.
Okay, good luck to you. Glenn?
Standing by with Bobby Labonte. He's next in line. He was the pole sitter for this event last year. Bobby, how are things looking for you tonight?
Oh, around the pole, but at least we're in the race, and that's half the battle. So the Interstate Battery Chevrolet, we didn't get a good qualifying run in, but we worked on it, got it better throughout the day. So hopefully we'll run good tonight.
And he's running good right now, guys. He's gone.
He is gone and out of here as the pre-race parade continues at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let me bring you up to speed on some of the rules that are unique to this event if you're not familiar. The first segment, 30 laps. The second segment, 30 laps. The third segment is 10 laps, but it's not as simple as that. The finishing order from the first segment may be inverted upon a vote of the fans. It has never failed to been that way.
Are you kidding me? Anybody in their right mind knows they want to see the leader of the first bunch go to the rear of the second race.
Exactly. Now, between the first two segments, there will be a 10-minute pit stop. And at that time, you can basically do what you would do during a normal pit stop in a NASCAR Winston Cup race. All of the work, though, has to be done on pit road, and we cannot change springs or shocks or rear ends during the stop. It's just your basic pit stop in Winston Cup racing. Ward Burton's going to be part of all of the excitement tonight. He's on pit road.
Another guy they're talking about back here in the garage here today is Ward Burton and his Pontiac. Ward, they had you pretty darn quick on the stopwatch the last couple of days. How good's the car? Can you win this thing?
Well, the car's been fast. We're making a few changes for the night. We're making educated guesses like everybody, but the main thing to be there last 10 laps. We're there last 10 laps in good position. Yeah, we can win it.
Okay, good luck to you. Not a whole lot of experience from going from practicing in the daylight to running at night, but got a heck of a crew chief, and Ward Burton's a heck of a driver. We'll see what he can do.
Exactly. It will be his second running of the Winston Select. He was in last year's event, finishing in 9th spot. Everybody looking on, taking in this remarkable atmosphere. There's Dale Jarrett. He's in the Select tonight.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split Fire Performance V spark plugs.
Get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic. Split Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my cars.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Split Fire Performance V's, guaranteed.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
These people just witnessed an amazing demonstration. We put this Duraloop treated engine through the ultimate torture test. We drained all the oil, all the water, then flooded it with a fire hose. It kept on running because Duraloop protects your engine like no other product can.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself.
Now let Duraloop make a believer out of you. Duraloop, peace of mind in a bottle.
What makes the Chevy Monte Carlo so great? Aerodynamic balance, rear downforce. Forward stroke, great horsepower. Absolutely minimal drag coefficient.
Really nice map light.
Monte Carlo has won more races than any other car in NASCAR Winston Cup history. Genuine Chevrolet, the cars and what champions trust, for all kinds of reasons.
What makes the Monte Carlo so good? Me.
Hurry into Pep Boys, where right now you can get any four all-season 35,000-mile tires for just $109. Any size, any four 35,000-mile tires in stock, $109. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Hey, you're a guy, and guys want to stay cool. How do you do it? With new Speed Stick Gel, proven to keep you drier than any other gel. It's the best gel protection. New Speed Stick Gel, just for the guys.
Legends. Prestige. 30 years of intense rivalry. Ford's Mustang. Chevy's Camaro. This one's for pride. TNN Motorsports presents the SCCA Trans Am Series. From Bowmanville, Ontario, it's the SCCA Trans Am Series Motorsport Grand Prix. Sunday at 3:30, 2:30 Central on TNN Motorsports.
A glow like one of racing's crown jewels, the Charlotte Motor Speedway, as we look from high above on our aerial camera. All those pictures provided to us tonight by the folks at Duraloop. What a spectacular view it is here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But maybe not even like the view that Dale Earnhardt, look at already they're bumping Gordon and Earnhardt. At least Ray Evernham and Dale Earnhardt. Randy, what's going on down there?
Hey, Dale, that contact's a little early. What's going on? Dale Earnhardt, 7-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion, 3-time winner of the Select. What about it, Dale? Can you do anything with it tonight?
If Ray hits me again, I'll show. It'll be fun tonight. You know, exciting night, Saturday night racing.
Okay, that's the champ. He's going to go after him. You can believe that.
Dale Earnhardt, he has been in all of these events thus far. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett's.
And we're standing by with Ray Evernham's driver, Jeff Gordon. A little bumping going on up there, but I know you're ready for this thing to get underway.
Oh, this thing's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be exciting. That's why those fans are going nuts.
Can you dominate like you did last year, Jeff?
Oh, I don't know. You know, it's more competitive than it's ever been before. With the right circumstance, we might be able to, but it's going to be tough.
Best of luck to you. Let's go back up top to Eli.
Mark Martin and the family now beginning their way around the Speedway. And now they are up to the front row of introductions. Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon will be next out of the garage area. Their race cars come out first, then the driver himself and that convertible we've been talking about. And a new look for Earnhardt's car this weekend. The GM Goodwrench Chevrolet carrying Olympic colors. Let's listen in to this reaction. introductions of all of these fans here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll set the starting lineup for you as soon as we come back.
Protect your engine. Remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Pure oil later. In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top quality parts, and they find helpful people like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Tonight's exclusive coverage of the Winston Select on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,300 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Purolator. To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Purolator.
Welcome back, everybody. The Charlotte Motor Speedway exploding like a volcano of sound right now as these fans are worked up to a frenzy, cheering their favorite, booing those who they are not nearly as partial to. Let us take a look now at the 20 drivers who'll be going to the post for NASCAR's All-Star race, the Winston Select. On the pole from Pittsburgh, Indiana, the DuPont Chevrolet, his third Select for Jeff Gordon. Outside of the front row in his 12th time here in the new colors, the GM Goodwrench Chevy Dale Earnhardt. Mark Martin from Batesville, Arkansas, has the Valvoline Ford in his 7th Winston. And Dale Jarrett has the Quality Care Ford starting his 5th Winston Select. From Columbia, Tennessee, the Kodak Film Chevy, Sterling Marlin in his 8th All-Star Spectacular. Ward Burton for the 3rd time in the MB&A America Pontiac. He's from South Boston, Virginia. Texan Terry Labonte in the Kellogg Chevrolet, his 11th start in the Select. From Virginia, the Tide Ford and Ricky Rudd. He's been in them all. This is his 12th renewal. Same for Darrell Waltrip, the Parts America Chevrolet. He'll be starting in the 9th spot. Kyle Petty in his 8th running of the Winston Select has his Pontiac with the new Aero package tonight. And Jeff Bodine in his 11th Winston Select has his Ford starting in 11th. Bobby Labonte, he's in his 2nd renewal. His Interstate Batteries Chevrolet goes 12th. The Texaco Haviland Ford Ernie Irvin in his 5th Winston Select. He'll start 13th. Back from retirement, subbing for Bill Elliott in the McDonald's Ford, Taylorsville, North Carolina's Harry Gantz. Rusty Wallace has the Miller Ford starting inside of row number 8. Jimmy Spencer has advanced from the Winston Select Open to his 2nd All-Star race. That's the Smokin' Joe's car. Lake Speed, he'll start 17th. He's in his 6th Winston Select. Hutch Strickland finished 3rd earlier tonight. He moves in with his Circuit City team to the big show. Jeff Burton, first time to experience this for Roush Racing, but will their engine hold up? And shotgun on the field, Michael Waltrip from Owensboro, Kentucky with the Wood Brothers, his 4th NASCAR All-Star race. The 20 drivers in this evening's running of the Winston Select. Meanwhile, in the garage and pit area, the crews are getting ready to get going. Randy Pemberton is with Jeff Gordon's crew chief.
Well, we've talked to a bunch of drivers. What about the leading crew chief on this circuit? Have you got that thing ready for him?
Well, can I get back to you in about 20 minutes? I think so. You know, we'll see. We were okay in the day. We'll see what the night brings. But best deal about this, you get 2 chances, and it's the last 10 laps where they pay all the cash. But I think we're in pretty good shape.
What about the little push with Earnhardt? What are you trying to start something early?
Well, no, that's between me and him. I always kid him, and he kids me. But he helped me out with my modified one time at North Wilkesboro in Iraq when he was helping me. So we shoved back and forth. But he's a good sport.
Good luck in defending your title tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, Glenn Jarrett.
Well, thanks, Randy. We're standing by with Steve Mill. Of course, he's the crew chief on Mark Martin's Ford, who will start third. Steve, I want to know something a little different. Let's forget all the hoopla and all this celebration, all the stuff going on. What do you do different to a car like this to run in this 30, 30, and 10-lap segment? I know there's probably a lot of things different that you do, but basically, I mean, this is a different race car, different setup than what you would run in a 600-mile race.
There's some pieces of it that are a little bit lighter than we trust for 600 miles. There's certainly nothing illegal, but work real hard on getting the weight real low. We're not so much worried about Mark's comfort because it's just little short segments, and it's typically not one of our favorite cars for 500-mile races because we're afraid we won't get a record tonight. But if we do, we'll hope we're up front when it happens.
Well, that pretty much explains it, folks. These are different race cars. Let's go back to Randy.
Todd Parrott standing here, crew chief for Dale Jarrett. Your first time at the helm for the Winston Select. What about it? Any butterflies, or are you ready to go?
Well, sure, I got a lot of butterflies. But I look at it like this: 9 points race. I'm batting 1,000 so far this year, so real excited. The car's working good, and guys worked really hard on the thing, and just hopefully that bring it all in one piece and hopefully end up over there in Victory Lane like we did down there in the Busch Clash.
Chassis-wise, are these cars any different than we might see in the 600? A little looser or anything like that?
Maybe just a little bit looser. You know, the 600, you got to run 600 miles, but the race ends at night. So I think the setup that's in the car right now will be close to how we'll finish the 600. So hopefully this is our planned on our 600 car, and things will go good, and so don't tear nothing up.
Todd Parrott, good luck to you. Robert Yates and Dale Jarrett. Glenn Jarrett.
Thanks, Randy. Let's change gears a little bit, talk to a car owner. Obviously, Richard Childress, Dale Earnhardt's car owner. And does this thing ever cease to amaze you?
Never. You know, it's a fantastic crowd. The excitement there, you can just feel it. And, you know, we're pumped up for it. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Dale won in 87, again in 90, again in 93. Maybe the 3-year charm again tonight.
3 is a charm. They tell me it could be our night.
I wonder what Earnhardt's number is, guys.
Might just be number 3 as we close in on the start of the Winston Select. We've got lots coming your way. Strap on those seatbelts. It's about time as we come back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
It's a major breakthrough. Formula 2001 Super Protectant provides the most advanced protection against fading, drying, and cracking. And Formula 2001 has more active shining ingredients than Armor All. But what if your car's surfaces are already faded? See how Formula 2001 restores and protects vinyl, rubber, and leather. With more active shining ingredients than Armor All, Formula 2001 is the Super Protectant. And for 12 months of protective shine, get finished 2001 car polish.
NASCAR race team will have what it takes to win the UAWGF Teamwork of Excellence Award. Just ask Dale Earnhardt.
Who the heck are those guys?
UAWGF, assembly line to finish line, teamwork wins.
Is there any jealousy behind the scenes?
Basically, in our sport, we're jealous of anybody that's out there winning.
Catch last year's Winston Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon on Spotlight with Phyllis George, May 28th on TNN.
Turn on to CMT every weekend in May, and turn on to CMT Showcase featuring Colin Ray. During his career, Colin has heated up the CMT charts. Now he's bringing that same energy to CMT Showcase as he talks about the importance of music.
To help you understand or just cope with life and living in this world. And that's what music is meant to me.
Turn on to CMT Showcase featuring Colin Ray every weekend in May.
Trying to solve the power puzzle? Well, if you drive one of these and you're looking for better performance, you need Edelbrock. Edelbrock manifolds, Edelbrock carburetors, Edelbrock cylinder heads, Edelbrock camshafts and components, Edelbrock exhaust systems, Edelbrock air cleaners and valve covers, Edelbrock Harley products, and more. Solve your performance puzzle with Edelbrock's proven performance pieces. For your free 96 Edelbrock catalog, just write to us. Edelbrock, Torrance, California. Fireworks now begin to fly above the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The flashbulbs are popping wildly from the fans. How many of you realize, though, that this NASCAR All-Star race is actually a successor to a concept that first began at Daytona back in the early 60s? Same as now, back in those days, it was open to the previous year's winners, but they used to have 10-lap races and paid $1,000 to win. A little different from the $300,000 that a guy could take home here tonight. But those events were won by Joe Weatherly, Fireball Roberts, and Freddie Lorenzen. Then they discontinued the races after 1963 until it was resumed here a dozen years ago by the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. Some great names in those days of NASCAR racing. Let's talk engines here for a second, fellas. Most of these teams will be going with basic qualifying engines. As we are told, they hope to pull it out of here tonight, re-qualify with the same power plant on Wednesday.
Eli, because of the shortness of the race, they can do things to the motor like run less rings on the pistons, lighten up components inside the motor. You know, if it just makes it to the checkered flag in the last segment of this Winston Select, that's all they care about. They don't care if they take it home in a basket after that.
And gearing has got to be important. Certainly on the restarts, you want to make sure, I guess, 6,500 under, these things might run like a little Volkswagen Beetle. Above 6,500, like a rocket ship. And you got to have gear for restarts, too.
And these guys are running 8,800 RPM tonight, many of them. We're going to have a gentleman start very soon. Man, this is something.
It is a magnificent feel here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The drivers are all on board their cars. Senator Bob Dole of Kansas, our Grand Marshal here. So why don't we just listen in and enjoy these moments of festival at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome back to the microphone to utter the most famous words in all of sports. Senator Bob Dole and his wife from North Carolina, Liddy Dole.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Well, the talk is done. Time to go racing.
Eli, the only thing that's turning more RPMs tonight than the motors is the hearts of these drivers getting ready to go into the Winston Select. This means so much. Most of the race teams are located right around the area, right around Charlotte. So bragging rights here. Everything that they work for is showcased here tonight. So this is very important to every man in this race. Not just the money aspect. Just being here, being a part of the Winston Select is a great tradition. And boy, I tell you, it's the best race we do all year.
And to set the stage a little bit, Dale Earnhardt today told his crew, guys, I have not run as fast as this race car can go. They did virtually no practice today. All they did was change the transmission in it because it was a little bit of a vibration, but he's going to have his hands full for sure. Jeff Gordon dumped a new engine in his car this morning worth 15 horsepower more than the, look at Sterling Marlin giving us the big high sign. You bet he's ready to go too. This is his kind of race. Everybody has got the best weapon they can possibly bring out, except a lot of these cars are the kinds of cars the teams are ready to give up. They're all fast race cars, but they do understand that this is a very difficult race, very close, very competitive, and the sparks do fly in the Winston.
Now, we've talked about the payday of $200,000 to win this event. But remember again that each of the first two segments also has all sorts of incentive to get to the front. If you finish first in either of the first two segments, you get 50 grand. Finish second, $15,000. Finish third, $7,500. So yeah, conventional wisdom might say you lay back. As we look at Doyle Ford atop the flag stand there on the left of your screen, the honorary or the official starter for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Wisdom might say, yeah, you lay back, they invert the field, all of a sudden you're up front. But not with the pride and not with those kind of buckos on the line.
I want to be the first person in the supermarket in this race, I'll tell you that.
I bet you. I bet you. As we look forward to the start of this NASCAR All-Star race. The second intermission, we told you earlier, the first intermission will be a 10-minute timed intermission where you're able to work on your race cars. Between segments 2 and 3, there will be 4 caution laps. And then you'll be able to come back out of the racetrack, but you hold your position. So we'll walk you through it as our evening continues, but we're so pleased to have you aboard here on TNN Motorsports for coverage of this spectacle here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Winston Select. A total of 70 laps, 105 miles for $888,000.
It's a nice shot. You see all the flashes going off in the grandstand. I think
He shakes his head every time I say $888,000. Like one of those dolls in the back of a window of a car.
There's 150,000 fans here that are just absolutely glued to their chair waiting on the best race probably of the whole year.
Here's who we're riding with. That's Dale Earnhardt with his red, white, and blue Atlanta Olympic colors. Look at all those flash bulbs going on.
Every fan has 2 cameras, Eli.
It looks like it. I mean, it's just spectacular. Now Mark Martin, who is carrying cameras for us this evening as well, starting, as you see, in 3rd spot. Working the back straightaway now. Michael Waltrip having advanced from the Winston Select Open. There's his onboard look for us. Jeff Gordon again. We look from the right side across the driver compartment. Of course, he'll be carrying other angles for us. We'll be looking around all of these cars throughout the course of this all-star event.
See how good friends these 2 guys are. It's all done and over with.
Field will be getting 3 laps, 3rd time by. We'll be going green. Hey, we appreciate that, folks. Hope you're enjoying being here as much as we are. There's the numbers for the first segment, or there are the numbers before my English teacher calls in for the first segment. $50, $15, and $7,500. David Smith is the crew chief for Dale Earnhardt. Glenn Jarrett's hanging around down there.
David, one last question. We're hearing Earnhardt say that he told you guys that he hadn't shown you what this car can do yet. You hold a little out on us?
Well, yeah, today we just tried to run to make sure no vibrations. He said, I got more left. He said, I'm just running a good, safe pace race today. He's really excited about this race, and so are we. We've got a good race car tonight.
That could be very bad news for the rest of these guys.
But now let's not forget Rusty Wallace, even though he had an aborted qualifying effort here last night when he missed his pit stall on the pit stop and has to start at the end of that first 15-car pack. He's got Midnight here, that favorite car of his, that Ronnie Hopkins car that has won 13 races and has 30 top 5s in 38 starts. So I bet you he's not conceding anything to Mr. Earnhardt.
Nobody's giving Earnhardt the benefit of the doubt right now because there's not a loser in this field. Everybody has won their way in here. Great race cars. Jeff Gordon will check him out for tough when they drop the green flag. You can count on that.
What was it like for you, buddy, when you advanced winning the preliminary? You were in this event, even though transmission failure put you out fairly early. What were you thinking now as they were getting the one-to-go signal that night?
Well, I said I've won here 4 times, but I've never won the Winston Select. You don't know what this means to a race car driver. This is the ultimate. This is a test of how much muscle you really have.
1 to go. One more time around, and then we'll all start holding our breaths together.
Mr. Gordon on the pole, Earnhardt outside him. They've been sort of playing back and forth on the pace laps, trying to get to each other's minds a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Dale Earnhardt. He'll check you out for tough. He'll go over there. Even in the race, sometimes he'll kind of move over just to get your attention. Say, yeah, I'm still here.
Up in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, the NASCAR Busch Series getting set to run tomorrow, and I dare say in hotel rooms all around that Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton area. Winston Cup wannabes and fellows who are already there, and some great Busch Series stars all glued to their television sets. 1/2 lap away from going green here in Charlotte.
Mark Martin's car looking ahead at the front row in the pace car. Lights are out.
Well, the bragging is done. Time to show what you got.
That's it. Show time.
This is the 30-lap segment, the first of two of those to be followed by a 10-lap segment. Elbow lineman gets out of the way in a hurry. He wants to watch the start, too. Here we go. The Winston Select is underway in Charlotte.
Great jump by Jeff Gordon as he dropped the green flag. Jeff Gordon.
Problems for Jeff Burton. He's not even going to make one lap, I don't believe. Looks as though the engine that they feared was going to go away has done so. There is Jeff Burton. Tough break for Roush Racing, but we kind of knew it was coming the way Jeff was calling behind the garage area earlier. Jeff Gordon, the race leader now.
Earnhardt right behind him in the Olympic colors, riding with Mark Martin in his third spot.
One lap complete. That's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th you're looking at right there in the middle of the screen. Lloyd Burton on the high side, the 7 Jeff Bodine on the high side in his QVC4.
See Darrell Walter dropping back just a little bit. Look at Texas Terry there at number 5 going by Ward Burton, getting in the turn 3.
He has been strong here for all the preparation for this race, but look at Burton on the bottom.
Meanwhile, up to the front, third place battle. You see 3rd, 4th, and 5th on your screen. Jarrett's got 3rd. Gordon and Earnhardt, the front two. If you're just tuning in, remember Earnhardt's in a white car this week. The red, white, and blue colors for the Olympics that come to Atlanta in just a month and a half.
See Sterling Marlin moved in 4th place there. He runs very well here at Charlotte. I would look for this car to make a strong move in this segment.
Jeff Gordon leads. He led 49 of the 70 laps in this event a year ago to sweep everything. He didn't let anybody play last year.
And they're going to do the same and try to do the same thing this year. It's a different car. This car, they call back drive.
Well, Jeff Gordon's running like he's afraid of 2nd place right now. He's moving away. He has about a 10-car left lead over Dale Earnhardt going down the back straightaway.
There you see Rudd in the 10, Ernie Irvin in the 28, both getting by the 5 of Terry Labonte. Labonte back to 8th now. He'll go back to 9th. Jeff Bodine comes in, and here's Ernie. The 28, Ernie Irvin. He'll swing by Ricky Rudd in front of the main grandstand.
Just made it in front of Ricky Rudd when he dropped into position.
And that's all it counts.
Yeah.
Looking at style points in this business.
That car of Ernie Irvin's is a rocket ship down the straightaway. That was always my favorite handling race car, one that handled down the straightaway.
A new race car for Ernie Irvin.
That's one of the cars they worked on setting up in the sunshine today. They tried to get it in the sun so it would work in the night.
There goes Dale Jarrett now for 2nd place inside of Dale Earnhardt. Let's go to Earnhardt's pit.
Earnhardt already starting to mentally adjust his race car. He told the guys, I'm tight in the center of the corner. Probably nothing they can do right at the moment. Could it tighten up a little bit more? Probably so in the course of the next 30 laps. But they're going to have a 10-minute break to work on it. Jeff Gordon complained loose everywhere, he said.
5 laps complete.
Now Earnhardt, if he has a problem in the middle part of the corner, if he can find somebody to draft real close up under him like that, he can actually loosen that car up a little bit in the draft.
Now 6 laps on the board in this 30-lap segment. That is 2nd and 3rd you're looking at. Dale Jarrett in the 88, Earnhardt in the 3. And you've got Lloyd Burton inside of Mark Martin. So give Burton the 4th spot. Martin battling back to try and hang on to it. And Bobby Labonte is right behind them. 7 of 30 laps on the board. Speeds at 177 miles an hour in the early stages of the Winston Select at Charlotte.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice, though. Maybe you'd better leave the windows rolled up.
Hey, is that what I think it is? Yeah, it's my new Wagner Power Painter. Oh, can you edge with it? Yeah, you can edge like this, or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm gonna switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do. Well, does it clean up easy? Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
They come from big towns and small, from hundreds of miles away to share in a unique experience. A chance to see their heroes push themselves beyond their limits. There's a special bond between NASCAR drivers and their fans. There's no other sport like it.
If you're a NASCAR fan, you're gonna wear nutmeg.
Be part of a great American sport. Wear nutmeg, the official NASCAR racewear.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just plug.
Too hot in your car? Don't sweat it. Now at Pep Boys, get a cool deal on our air conditioning quick check for only $19.99. Our AC quick check only $19.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
The battle for the lead as you see it from high above the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dale Jarrett grabs the lead. The folks at Duraloo bringing you the aerial view of that pass for the top spot here at Charlotte.
Well, Jeff Gordon got way out in front there, but it seems to me the Ford aerodynamics are working. As you see, Dale Jarrett moving very well now. Gordon is beginning to falter just a little bit.
We are 12 laps complete in this first 30-lap segment. Earnhardt now being bypassed by Bobby Labonte in the 18. As we ride with Dale Earnhardt. Jeff Burton, the only retiree. The engine they feared would not go, indeed did not. They lost it on the start of the event. Everybody else still on the racetrack.
And a good look at Earnhardt's car. This is the only race that's going to run with these colors. Come next Sunday, it'll be back to the basic black and silver.
8th place is the battle you see there. Hutch Strickland in the 8th. Jeff Bodine in the 7th. All of this now about 3.5, make it 4 seconds behind the race lead. So that's the kind of pace Dale Jarrett has set up.
Well, you just see him going down and look at this, though. You see the 88 car, Dale Jarrett leading there, but look at the 3rd car there. Ward Burton is moving up on the lead cars. He may be the fastest car out there at the moment.
But Glenn Jarrett, your brother, is awfully strong right now.
He is. He's got a little bit of a problem. Both he and the 28 car, Bernie Urban, as fast as they're running, are reporting they're a little loose getting in. Jeff Gordon says his car is loose everywhere. Mark Martin's car has fallen back to the field. He's developed a serious push. So all the guys fighting different aspects of handling here. But you're right, Ward Burton is on the move. Dale Jarrett a little loose getting in.
Started and quickly went to the front to Dale Jarrett after Jeff Gordon led the first 10 laps. 15 are now complete. We're halfway through this first 30-lap segment. It is 1 1/10 now, the advantage for Jarrett back to the man with whom we are now riding, Jeff Gordon. 1 1/10 seconds from first to second, but nil from second to third.
You see Ward Burton there coming up on the inside of Jeff Gordon as they start down the front straightaway here. He's trying to make a move for second place.
And Pontiac with its new nose inside the Chevrolet. Gordon back to third. Here comes Bobby Labonte, and he'll grab a spot away from Jeff Gordon. So Jarrett, then Ward Burton, Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin is next in line, then Ernie Irvin, Kenny Wallace making his way to, at least Rusty Wallace making his way to the front. He's running in 7th. You gotta believe old backdraft there. Jeff Gordon's car getting a little looser right now.
Yeah, and you look on a backdraft and you can see how far ahead Dale Jarrett is. If that car's not handling right now, wait till they adjust it.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
He's on his way pretty well. You know, I was talking to a lot of the teams today, and getting in the corner here, you have to sacrifice a little bit. And Jarrett said all I had to do to make my car better was just back off a little bit, getting in the corner, get in front quicker, and then stop that thing from being so loose getting in the corner. So he maybe adjusted the driving style to take care of that loose.
There's Ernie Irvin and Rusty Wallace, 7th and 8th place right now. Rusty started in 15th position. Ernie working his way to the front as well. Appearing in his Winston select is Ernie. Finished third back in 1994.
So good to see him back in this race. So good to see him back. Wallace really flogged on his car today. They were out testing, practicing, and it was Rusty himself working on the chassis on that race car, trying to get it as good as he possibly could for this event, trying to make up for last night. He overshot his pits in qualifying, had to start in the back.
Of course, in points races, Rusty Wallace has won 2 of the last 3 events, the point races on the circuit. The Breeze 500 in Martinsville, and the Safe Mart 300 out of the road course at Sears Points in Sonoma, California. So they're on a pretty good hot streak of their own. That's Earnhardt in the 3, Sterling Marlin in the 4, 6th and 7th spot. 8th is Ernie Irvin, Rusty is 9th. And the 10 lap to go is to the end of this first segment if you're just tuning in here on CNN Motorsports.
They'll be working on these chassis when they stop, because there's some of these cars that are just really not getting down in the corners well at all. You see Earnhardt is struggling quite a bit getting in the corner there. He's holding up Sterling Marlin just a bit getting in the corner.
Further back, Hut Strickland is 10th. Jeff Bodine 11th. Jimmy Spencer is 12th. Darrell Waltrip, or Michael Waltrip, I should say, is 13th. Lake Speed is 14th. Ricky Rudd running 15th. Kyle Petty is 16th. Terry Labonte is backslid 17th. You've got Darrell Waltrip and Harry Gant, and of course the one retiree, Jeff Burton. Let's go down to the pits, Randy Pemberton.
Well, Jeff Gordon really complaining that the car is loose, and getting looser. But one thing we may add right here, that could be the setup for the 10-lap sprint, because he was really flying the first 10 laps. Jared, what about the 3 car?
Well, Randy, the exact opposite for Dale Earnhardt. He's fighting a push. They're talking about taking the rubber out of the right front, taking the round the wedge out, and adjusting the track bar. So they're fighting exactly opposite conditions. Earnhardt's car just too tight.
Caution free thus far for the first 23 laps of this event. A grand total of 70 laps of racing. Earnhardt again drifting up the banking a bit.
Yeah, that in-car camera can show you everything that's happening to Earnhardt there. As he started in the corner, you can see the nose of his car start up the back, and there's only one way to stop him. That's back out of the throttle till it settles down.
Of course, you know how hard they're running here. No matter what you do, you push a car hard enough, it's either going to push, it's going to be loose, it's going to have some sort of a chassis problem somewhere. So we watch Rusty Wallace now underneath Earnhardt, and all these drivers are pushing the car to the absolute limit. They are forcing each and every one of those cars to have a bit of a problem.
There goes Rusty to grab 8th place now. He'll do it. Hut Strickland right behind him in the Circuit City car. He too will power past Earnhardt now if he can on the low side of the track.
All the way up from 18th, and look at this going by Dale Earnhardt.
Boy, that's an example of when you're out of the throttle trying to get that thing to turn. You can see how Strickland just moving right up on him.
Back into the corner. 5 laps to go in this first segment before we have a 10-minute intermission. And that is going to be a pivotal intermission as Hutt makes his pass now on Earnhardt for 9th. Dale is in 10th spot. That's with whom we are riding now. Jimmy Spencer 11th. Michael Waltrip 12th. Jeff Bodine 13th. Lake Speed is 14th. Ricky Rudd 15th. And Kyle Petty, Terry Labonte, Darrell Waltrip, and Harry Gant subbing for Bill Elliott. Right now at 19th. Again, the 20th starter, Jeff Burton, done with engine problems.
You watch Earnhardt's guys, halfway break. I'll tell you what, they're going to do some work on that racetrack. Look right behind him. Jimmy Spencer, another guy who came out of the open. Now making a move on the back end of Dale Earnhardt.
It's going to be exciting. Both of them like the high side of the racetrack. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But you see Spencer is really handling quite a bit better than Earnhardt at this point. So I think he'll just make a fast run on the outside.
Good battle for second spot now. Bobby Labonte will grab it away from Roy Burton. All of this, though, is 4.4 seconds behind the leader, Dale Jarrett. Dale is, he's in a different area code right now. He's checked out and gone. As Ward tries to skate his car out of turn number 4. There you have Ernie Irvin in the 28th, Rusty in the 2. That's the battle for 7th and 8th. 9th place right behind them, Hut Strickland.
Oh, Rusty, really trust that car to dive in on the bottom under any over like that, because usually that takes the air off the spoiler, and that car must be working pretty well to take that low line through the corner like that.
Field now coming to the stripe. And may the caution flag next time by to signify the end of this first segment. Right now, it looks as though $50,000 will be going to Dale Jarrett. And that pass moments ago for Bobby Labonte will move him from $7,500 up to $15,000 in this first segment. There is Dale Jarrett. Working through turn 4 and back to the straight. $50,000 for that man, Dale Jarrett. $15,000 for that man, Bobby Labonte. And then $7,500 for Gordon Burton, who's had a strong run. Mark Martin finishes 4th. Gordon is 5th. But remember, the running order is going to be inverted after the 10-minute intermission. We're coming right back to Charlotte. Stick around.
What you got there, son?
I was checking out this Home Light electric start gas trimmer.
Electric gas?
Dad, it's a gas trimmer, but with an electric start. So you just push this button.
Let me see.
It's pretty cool.
Feels good.
The electric start gas power trimmer from Home Light. So easy to start. You can't wait to get started.
Conditions like these are torture on engines, but you can also damage engines in a more familiar setting. That's why there's an engine treatment for stop-and-go driving from Valvoline called TM8. TM8's 8 friction-fighting ingredients significantly reduce engine bearing wear. Even in high-temperature conditions, adding TM8 gives oil up to twice the protection. Hey, driving 150 miles an hour is tough on engines, but so is hardly moving at all. TM8 from Valvoline, because driving is more stop-and-go.
You don't throw just any filler into car number 18.
Only action here in the third quarter. And here's the
Which is why only quality Wix fillers make Joe Gibbs' team.
Green 18! Coach Gibbs, any comment? Well, we're looking pretty good this year.
He sees his man. He fires.
Yes! At the 33-yard line. Looks like there's going to be an interference call against Julian.
Gentlemen, don't quit your day job.
Wix fillers, proud to be a part of Joe Gibbs Racing.
I told Dale when he was a little boy, what you need to win is to get the right people behind you, speak softly, and carry a big, heavy foot.
Get race quality service with quality care at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Speed. Excitement.
Sliding out of control, spinning.
Pocono Raceway. See speed and excitement. Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, and all the stars of Winston Cup Racing invade Pocono Raceway twice in '96. June 16th, it's the UAW GM Teamwork 500. July 21st, it's the Miller 500. Both events sold out in '95. Call 1-800-RACEWAY now. Tickets are going fast. Operators standing by.
Well, that's how they finished in the first segment of the Winston Select. You have Dale Jarrett showing the way, Jimmy Spencer, who advanced from the open, and there you see the 19 who are running, plus Jeff Burton gone with engine failure. So what happens now during this 10-minute intermission? What can the crew chiefs do? We'll find out from Ray Evernham on the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America.
Even though this year's Winston is broken into 3 separate segments with 2 10-minute breaks, they're only going to allow us to do the same changes we would do on a normal pit stop. One of the first things you'll see somebody do to change the handling of the car is do what we call put a roundabout in or take a roundabout out. The second thing that we'll do, and it's fairly new to Winston Cup Racing, is what we call an adjustable pattern rod. It too works off of a ratchet, and we'll have to put several rounds in there, 3 or 4. If you see somebody put more than 1 round in, they're working on a pattern rod, not just bite. Now, lowering the adjustable pattern rod will make the car tighter. Raising it will make the car looser. Another adjustment we make quite frequently is changing the rate of the spring by removing or placing a piece of rubber between the coils on the spring to change the rate of it. The bigger the piece of rubber, the stiffer the spring. Something else we'll do up here in the front of the car
is change the front aerodynamic downforce by moving the fender in or pulling it out. Pulling the fender out makes more front downforce. Pushing the fender in makes less front downforce, but the car will go faster on the straightaway. One of the biggest changes we make in Winston Cup racing might seem like one of the smallest to you. When we say that we're changing the tire pressure 1 or 2 pounds, what we mean is we're changing the spring rate of the radial tire. The spring rate of the radial tire is very sensitive to air pressure. This tire is on a spring rater, and right now it rates at just a little over 1,000 pounds. Let's put a couple pounds of air in it and see what happens. Now that 2 pounds of air has changed that tire's spring rate about 60 pounds. The race car will see that as a big change. Even though we've got a 10-minute break, this is likely to be the biggest change we make tonight.
Hope you learned something. I know I did from the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And there's Ray Evernham and Ed Guzzo and the whole crew working on that race car. They're doing the same on Dale Earnhardt's car, aren't they, Glenn?
Absolutely. A lot of work going on down here. Eli Richard Childress is standing by. He's the only guy down here not working. He's telling them what to do. Richard, a bad push. What are you doing to change it?
Well, we're working with our fenders and the track bar and wedge and air pressure and about everything we can. It's got a real bad push right in the center of the corner. You know, these cars aren't balanced real good right now. We're just going to do the best we can with it. That's all you can do.
Well, we'll let him get back to work now. Meanwhile, the other Dale Jarrett, the only problem he had, this was stuck to the grill, causing the car to run a little hot. As you can see, it's from Domino's Pizza. I'm sure that's one delivery that they did not want to have made.
But it's all working just fine overall for Dale Jarrett as he shows the way. But again, they'll invert the running order, so he's going to have a long way to come in segment number 2. We're coming right back.
When cars raced at an awesome 5 miles per hour, Mobil Oil was there. When a race car broke 100, Mobil was in it. Mobil was in the winner of the first race across America. And since then, Mobil has been in more Indy 500 winners than any other oil in the history of Indy. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Announcing Goodyear's Race Days Tire Sale. Save up to 25% on all Goodyear Eagles and all Goodyear Wranglers. Other Goodyear tires from $19.99. Get to Goodyear and save. And ask about InfiniTread with a lifetime tread life limited warranty.
We are back with you at the Charlotte Motor Speedway here on TNN Motorsports. I don't know if that's the exact new official company logo, but we appreciate their efforts. Hey, hope you can join us at Pocono Raceway. We'll be there for the June 16th UAW GM 500. And if you want to be there yourselves, the ticket office is open right now. You see the number 1-800-RACEWAY. It is toll-free. Pocono's staff is working this evening. They'll be there to take your calls, get your ticket orders filled. So hope you can join us there at Pocono International Raceway. I know many of you are augmenting your enjoyment of TNN's coverage by checking out NASCAR online. It's up and running now, and during and after all of NASCAR's Winston Cup races, there you see the computer address. It's there available to you. Kind of like a 24-hour NASCAR garage pass, NASCAR online. Glenn Jarrett, are you on the on-ramp of the information superhighway?
Well, we're going to try to find out. You see this guy right here being kept cool right now? That's my brother. He just won $50,000, and I'm here to ask him for a loan. Not really. Good luck. Honestly, the car looked awesome. Can you do anything to improve it?
I couldn't imagine what, but I've seen your credit record, by the way, and know yeah, this thing was pretty awesome. We're just going to leave it alone, see what we can do here in the next 30. It's going to be a lot harder, passing a lot more cars, but I think we got a good shot. We don't have to do it all in this 30. You know, we got 10 more after that, so if we can knock off the majority of them, maybe we'll be okay.
I'm going to work on my credit report. Let's throw to Randy.
Well, Jimmy Spencer transferred from the Winston Open and then ran pretty well in the Winston as well. They made an adjustment, a track bar adjustment for the Smokin' Joe's Ford, led by Donnie Wingo. They're going to try and loosen him up a little bit. They're complaining the Fords seem, for the most part, to be tight. Now, as we look towards Jeff Gordon, to fix his loose condition, a full rubber in the right front, half a rubber in the right rear, little wedge adjustment in the left rear. I should say the rubber went in the left rear. So those are the adjustments for Jeff Gordon.
And the rules specifically say no changing of springs or shock absorbers or rear ends. That's the time remaining until we go back racing at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks.
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of lawn tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
To get the most out of this IndyCar, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in a blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
How were you introduced to cocaine?
Well, I never said it before, you know, he just said, sniff it. You'll sing all night, and I did.
Ralph Emery on the record with George Jones, Tuesday on TNN. Who are your favorite performers? Be a part of country music's biggest night. Call and make your vote count to the TNN Music City News Country Awards. Go to the phone now and vote for your choice as female artist. To vote, call 1-900-407-VOTE. That's 1-900-407-8683. Each call costs 95 cents a minute. Average length of call is 2 minutes. The nominees for female artists are Faith Hill, Martina McBride, Reba McEntire, Lori Morgan, Shania Twain. Call 1-900-407-VOTE and follow the instructions on how to register your choice. Then watch the TNN Music City News Country Awards live on TNN, the Nashville Network, Monday, June 10th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central to see who wins.
Getting set to go back to racing. Time now for the Split Fire mid-race report. Enter the performance zone with Split Fire Performance V spark plugs. Leaders, there have been two. Jeff Gordon for the first 10 laps, and then Dale Jarrett the rest of the way. You see the average speed. We have been caution-free. Taking a look at the lap leaders. There are the numbers we passed along to you moments ago. Officially, the lap lead changing hands at number 12. And, of course, Dale Jarrett leading 19 laps from that point forward. Let's check into the Kyle Petty pit area. Glenn is down there with crew chief Billy Woodruff.
And a whole bunch of other people, including a NASCAR official, Eli. There's a big discussion going on here now. I'll try to get a word with Billy. We saw a lot of smoke come from Kyle's car as he pulled away after they finished their repairs and changes that they make to the car. Crew chief Billy Woodruff. Billy, a lot of smoke. What's going on?
Oh, well, I got a leak on the clutch, and I shot her with a fire extinguisher to try to dry it up a little bit.
Anything that might put you out of the race, or you think you got the problem solved?
Nah, it ain't gonna put us out of the race. It just won't hook up and grab, you know. So it'll slip and come and go. So if it'll grab, I think we'll be all right.
We hope that that's the case for him. We'll keep an eye on Kyle and see just how that clutch works. Right now, it's not doing too well.
As Dale Jarrett now rolls off the line, let us check out the starting lineup for segment number 2, the Napa update. From the folks at Napa, we keep America running. Remember, they invert the running order now. How you finished in segment 1 is reversed here at 2. So Harry Gant and Darrell Waltrip go from the back row to the best seats in the house. Terry Labonte starts third. Kyle Petty will go in the 4th spot. 19 of the 20 starters are around to resume. Only Jeff Burton failing to continue. There you see the restart order. Jeff Bodine and Dale Earnhardt sharing 7 and 8 spots there. Middle of the pack right now. Michael Waltrip, Spencer Hunt Strickland, Rusty Wallace. Now some of the cars that had mid-range performance in the first segment. Jeff Gordon, who led the first 10-11 laps. Mark Martin had a good run going. Finished in 4th in that first segment. And there are the top 3 performers. And of course, the last empty spot there would have been Jeff Burke, but he is unable to continue after the engine problems of earlier. So 30 laps are gone. Now another 30-lap segment. At the end of this segment, the payout will again be the same. First place will get 50 fouls, second place 15, third place $7,500, and segment 2 will have a 4-lap of caution work period after the run of the laps. And there again, the monies you were just talking about seconds ago. Then however you finish in this segment, that's how you go heads up into the final 10-lap shootout. There's no more inverting of the running order after this is said and done.
As fast as Dale Jarrett was in that first segment, he has a long, long way to go before he's going to get back up in the front again.
Of course, he does so well here in Charlotte, too. 18 races. He won in October of '94. He got 6 top 10s. He was 5th in the last race here. And then Buddy Baker, where does driver likes and dislikes come into play versus race car? Obviously, Jarrett has a car. He also likes the track. But can a driver's likes and dislikes make up for a car that's not cutting it?
Well, it really helps to have a great car here at Charlotte. Sure. But as you can see, Earnhardt, he had a car that was off just a little bit, and he faded right back through the traffic. So car is very important. And the driver's likes for a racetrack, there's some people that really get around this racetrack quite well, and I think it's just conducive to his driving style.
Cal Petty's just dropped all the way to the back. Let's hear more about that from Glenn.
Guys, I was just checking with Larry McReynolds to see what they did, but Kyle Petty radioed in and told him that he was going to drop to the rear of the field because the car would not take off the way he wanted to. He didn't want to cause a big jam up in traffic, so he's just going to get out of the way. We're ready to go green.
Okay, we're coming down for the green, but what happened there, he's only got high gear. If he shot anything with the fire extinguisher, he probably has nothing but high gear, so he don't want to start up front.
Pace car heads to the pit lane. Here we go. The second of the 30-lap segments of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Harry Gant on the pole this time when they invert the field. Terry Labonte in the 5. Darrell Walton in the 17.
Labonte had slipped well back in that first segment. They worked very hard on the car. They had the right front wheel off for a long, long time. They were destroying Labonte's car and trying to get into a fork better. Little DW run.
Meanwhile, just behind Earnhardt, you got Jimmy Spencer's car working the high groove. Here goes Earnhardt now. He'll make an inside move. Lake speed of the stamp colors. Darrell Wallace in the 2, Spencer in the 23. That green and gold colored car.
Ricky Rudd there in the time car is really running well. At number 10, he moved up into second place. But look at Earnhardt. You're talking about fixing the car. Those guys went right to work on that car, and he is lightning fast.
Five gear move down low there to the front straight. Uses the short straight now to rocket past Ricky Rudd.
He is already in second spot. Earnhardt flying. He is on a tear in this race.
Dale Jarrett, if you're curious, is still at the back of the field. A lot of traffic to work his way through. He's not forcing the issue. Jeff Gordon is right in the middle of this whole pack. There you see him.
Wow, I'm telling you, he is working that wheel. He is doing that. That means that car is just a little bit on the edgy side right now. Maybe it'll get better as the run goes.
Will they go full wide on them? They backed up just a bit there. Let's get a further update on Gordon. He's at 15.
Eli, Ray Evan told him, Jeff, if that car is too tight now, all the changes they made to tighten it up to be so loose, he said, yank it to the bottom of the racetrack. That'll loosen it up.
That'll work.
I don't know about yanking the show.
Mark Martin now. That's for 12th. Against Jeff Bodine in the 7, Ernie Irvin in the 28.
Row of Fords there. Ford behind them in the Chevrolet.
Mark Martin almost got into the side going in there in the corner, but look at Bobby Labonte working on Dale Jarrett as they come off the back straightaway there. Bobby Labonte is very, very quick.
That's 15th spot.
Gant slipping back in the 94. Gant started on the pole. He's all the way back now.
Terry Labonte is still the leader. He's checked out now. He's up by a couple seconds, maybe 2.5, as you ride with Jeff Gordon. He's at 13. The position battling, as you saw moments ago. And caution is on the Speedway. It will come out at lap number 38. Caution will be at lap 38 as Ward Burton tags the wall at turn number 4. Boy, that was a heartbreak as well as they were running Bill Davis, the team owner, first across the wall. Crew Chief Chris Hussey talking on the radio. That's a heartbreak. They had it going well. Let's see what happened exactly up in the 4th corner.
Well, you see, just behind Jeff Gordon there, you see Bodine and Gordon make a little bit of contact. I think Ward Burton might have moved up on the racetrack and just lost the back of the car.
Almost it seemed as if something came out from underneath it, buddy. Did you see anything coming out?
I don't know. We'll take another look at it and see we can tell. But Bobby Labonte was well to his inside. There's 22. There's Bobby Labonte. No, there was nobody near him.
No, what he did, I think, is really put the brakes on. The car nosed over a little bit and sparks come out from under it. But he was trying to avoid the wreck that he thought was going to happen.
So the Burton brothers are now in the garage. Jeff retired at the start. Ward Burton joins him now as we are 37 laps complete of the Winston.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, you want to regrow some hair? Check this out.
Rogaine. Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair and for some people gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
Say there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
Conditions like these are torture on engines. But you can also damage engines in a more familiar setting. That's why there's an engine treatment for stop-and-go driving from Valvoline called TM8. TM8's 8 friction-fighting ingredients significantly reduce engine bearing wear. Even in high-temperature conditions, adding TM8 gives oil up to twice the protection. Hey, driving 150 miles an hour is tough on engines, but so is hardly moving at all. TM8 from Valvoline, because driving is more stop-and-go.
You like action? Do you create excitement? Then listen up.
TNN Motorsports and Miller present the Win with the Driver Sweepstakes Year 2. We're bringing it back for repeat performance. Enter today, you can win a trip for 2 to one of these live Winston Cup races. You'll also get spending money, a complimentary team jacket, a tour of the middle team's rig and pit, meet Rusty Wallace, and more. Hey, Cole! And if Rusty wins the race, you get $5,000. If he finishes, you pocket a cool grand.
Feeling lucky?
To enter, send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to this address.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your entry.
Get your entry in by June 14th and then watch race day on June 23rd to find out if you're going to the Jiffy Lube 300. Remember, if you don't win this time, your entry is eligible for the next drawing.
Enter now.
This sweepstakes is brought to you by the Split Fire Spark Plugs and 104 Plus Octane Boost.
We are a lap from going back to green here at Charlotte, but Ward Burton has gone to the garage. Randy's with it.
Ward, what happened?
I'm not really sure. I got real loose coming off 2 that time. Probably didn't pay enough attention to it. Just looked around on me. I know I had a tire going down on one. It's a shame. It did a good job for me tonight.
What about the Pontiac? Did you tell anything in that short sprint?
Well, I really haven't had the inch. Actually, they gave us one node and had it taken away, so it's hard to tell. But I think it's a little bit better. We just still need a new fascia, but we're gaining on it.
Quickly, was that the car you're going to run in the 600?
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. We'll get it fixed.
Eli?
All right, Randy, thank you. Pit stops have been made by Dale Jarrett. Darrell Waltrip is pitted, Kyle Petty, Jeff Bodine, and Harry Gant. They have all pitted. Let's go to the replay and see what took place in the 88 pit. Maybe a heads-up call right here.
I think so. They come in, they get right side tires. You see them changing real fast there. They also made a little adjustment there on the right rear. You can see them putting one round in. This is a smart move. I mean, they were in the back anyhow.
That's it. They were still in the back 2/3 of the field anyway, so they will be one of 5 teams to have made a pit stop. Now, caution laps do count in this segment, so we're now going up with lap 41 to come up on the board. Terry Labonte showing the way. It'll be lap number 11 of this segment, lap 41 of the overall of 7.
Bonnie ever so strong out there all by himself as we watch Dale Earnhardt battling with Ricky Rudd. Earnhardt on the high side, Rudd on the bottom.
Terry Labonte is scooted away already, though. Here goes Rusty Wallace as the clock nears midnight
traffic jam. That's 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. They're all in front of Jeff Gordon, who's running at 14th.
Gordon River started on the pole in the first segment. All the way back at 14th now.
First segment won by Dale Jarrett. Bobby Labonte in the 18 was second. Ward Burton third. He's now gone to the garage. Mark Martin looking around, checking the mirrors. Good idea. They're 2 wide and 3 rows behind him.
You see Jarrett there, he has 4 tires on that car, and he seems to be handling it very well on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's trying to get behind whoever comes down straight away.
And now is the battle for 12th, Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Dale Jarrett's car was very, very loose. That's the reason they brought him in. They did put the 4 tires on his, but he said they also made a chassis adjustment to try to tighten the car up. That set of tires is extremely loose.
In front of the jam-packed main grandstand, lap number 13 of this 30-lap segment. Last lap, 175.6 miles an hour.
And here's a scene to give a car owner a heart attack. Let me tell you, his 2 cars side by side, right behind Jimmy Spencer and right behind them, Jeff Gordon and Jeff Bodine.
That is 12th and 13th spot. Ernie in the 28th spot. Dale Jarrett in the 13th spot. Jeff Gordon and Jeff Bodine battling. That was back at 14th and 15th.
The 94 and 95 winner right there.
Kyle Petty right behind them as well.
They need to sort this out and kind of get single file. When they're running side by side like that, nobody has a clean line around the racetrack, and it actually slows them up. They need to sort this out and get back in line.
Meanwhile, near the front, Terry Labonte still leads, but Earnhardt is closing on him, and they're still separated by a few car lengths as we watch the Robert Eads team go nose to tail. And now again, Gordon and Jeff Bodine for 14.
This has been a good battle. Bodine is driving the car that replaced the car he won here in the Winston Select. He wrecked that one in Atlanta, so this is the backup car.
Meanwhile, up front, we told you Earnhardt's closing. He is indeed getting a bit closer to Texas Terry. Labonte has been the leader here in this segment and holds on. We're coming right back.
Need a few parts? Pep Boys has everything you need.
Have a nice weekend.
26,000 items at the guaranteed low price. Tires and service too. Pep Boys. Everything but gas.
A car engine has as little as 1,000th of an inch of motor oil protecting its parts. But friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporize, weakening its ability to protect vital parts. Texaco Havoline Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility, fight vaporization, and provide complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the sun.
The Pontiac Firebird waits. 305 horsepower comes to life. Ram air induction turns air into fuel in a rush. Firebird, you're ready to fly.
If it's Saturday night, it's steak night. That's just the way it's always been.
And I always use my favorite steak sauce.
It's tradition. What? Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for something different. Something rich, robust, something zesty, hearty. It's there, and it's great.
A steak sauce for me? You serious?
Can you do that?
Yeah, all right. A1 thick and hearty. Try it now at Subway on a steak and cheese sub.
No change in the running order. Terry Labonte out of Dale Earnhardt. Rusty Wallace third. Ricky Rudd fourth. Great run for Lake Speed in fifth. Michael Waltrip, a super effort. He's in sixth right now. Mark Martin seventh. Bobby Labonte is eighth. Ninth is the Mark Martin car in 1030 Urban. Dale Jarrett now in 11th. 12th spot, you've got Jimmy Spencer. Then Hunt Strickland, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Petty, Jeff Bodine, Harry Gant, and Darrell Waltrip. That's the running order right now. They plow back towards the front. Big scramble there from Rusty Wallace at third on that.
And the dust you just saw happens when the cars come real close and they put a little bit of left side wheels into the infield. They actually get off the racetrack coming off the fourth corner.
Back to the lead as you look at it heading up into the turn 3 corner.
You're riding with Dale Earnhardt through number 3 corner. Now you see the front straightaway here. Dale is really running well. Whatever problem he had with the handling, they seem to have fixed it because I think he is the car to watch right now.
There you have late speed in the 9. Michael Waltrip 21. Ricky Rudd in the 10. That's 4th place. Oh, and Bobby Labonte kicks out in the banking. Bobby Labonte running in the 8th spot. He'll lose some positions. Saved it nicely.
Yeah, a lot of times when you go into number 1 corner, you'll go off on the apron itself and it'll kick the car up the racetrack. I think that's what happened to Bobby this time.
We'll take a look at it again as we work now 7 laps away from the next break. I want to stay with the lead action instead of going back to Bobby right now. I don't want to miss what could be a good scramble here for the lead. It's a great scramble.
You see Earnhardt looking to the inside down the back straightaway. He's giving a mirror full. I'm going to try the outside, inside. He's making Terry look back, but I'll tell you what, he don't intimidate this guy. He's as smooth as they come.
Earnhardt to the inside. The crowd rising as though a judge is just walking to the courtroom. And the new leader. The crowd response is just deafening here at Charlotte.
It certainly is when Earnhardt does anything. This crowd, I think half the people here absolutely adore him, and the other half not quite so sure about it.
Let's go to Randy Pemberton.
Well, Dale just came over the radio talking to David Smith. Richard Childers down here in the pits said the car's really good the first 10 or 15 laps. And just prior to him taking the lead from Terry Labonte, he said, the things picked up a little bit of a push in the center of the corner. So if he's pushing, boy, a lot of guys might be pushing the way he is.
All he's going to need in the next segment, though, is 10 laps. That's all we're going to have left to ride.
Well, he looks pretty good to me, and as you see Earnhardt going down in the corner, look at the white line. He puts the left front right on the white line, powers through that corner. Terry Labonte, and just behind him is Rusty Wallace, who is really making a move towards the front.
Good scramble now, right here from your screen. Terry Labonte, it looks Bobby Labonte in the 18, Ricky Rudd in the 10, that's 7th, 8th, and then the 8th cars, Ernie Irvin in 9th, and Dale Jarrett in 10th. Wonder what we can learn, if anything, about Dale Jarrett's car after that tire change.
Well, you can't really tell. You see him working, trying to get by Ernie Irvin still, and he's moving up to the high side of the racetrack. He just does not have muscle to get by Ernie Irvin.
This is 5th place you're looking at. Mark Martin in the 6th, and then red, white, and blue Valvoline car. Sterling Marlowe, the Kodak colors, number 4. Mark carries one of our T&N cameras tonight.
Bill Hoses inside the car for pulling the rear end, a little bit for pulling the driver in. Not much of that here tonight. It's a real sprint run, really. So driver comfort is sacrificed in favor of pulling off the car a little bit.
Up front, Dale Earnhardt leads. Terry Labonte, maybe a team loose right now. He is in 2nd.
Michael Waltrip.
There you see 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Michael Waltrip having a good run. Rusty Wallace and Waltrip battling for 3rd and 4th. Everywhere you look, there's a battle on this racetrack. And we are now 28 laps into this 30-lap segment. There's that Wallace-Waltrip battle.
You heard Waltrip talking. They were doing everything to that car, trying to change it at the halftime, and look how well he's running right now. He's moved right on the back bumper of Wallace going down the back straightaway. He may be as fast as the lead car at this moment.
Next time by, the caution will fly. We will have ended the 2nd segment of the Winston Select. There goes Dale Jarrett in the 88. Trying to grab 7th spot if he can, but it is $50,000 for Dale Earnhardt. As Earnhardt takes the caution to end segment number 2, Terry Labonte will take home $15,000, and Rusty Wallace a payoff of $7,500. So we're down to the nitty-gritty. 4 caution laps, and then the final 10 laps here.
AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Some people say having a race car like this is like having the best toy ever made. Let me tell you, this ain't true. I know it. The Racing Collectibles Club of America, they know it. And you'll know it too as soon as you sign up. RCCA offers you the finest die-cast collectibles, and they're for club members only. And they don't make a lot of them. That's what makes them collectible. RCCA's got all the top drivers. They even got the ones in the other kinds of races.
Call 1-800-952-0708 to order your RCCA collectibles now.
That's how they are going to restart in the Winston Select's final 10-lap segment. Numbers 1 through 10 right there. Positions 11 through 19. The Lloyd Burton obviously is done for the evening, so it'll be 18 teams on the racetrack as we get set to go. That final 10-lap segment, only green flag laps will count. You know, when you come to a race like this, how do you know all the parts on the race car are up to snuff? We learn about it in today's Peerless Faucet Innovation in Motion. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
As a crew chief, one of the questions I get asked the most is what do we do with a car that we raced one weekend and we want to race it again the following weekend? Well, we start with a 5-page check sheet. The first thing on that check sheet is record the chassis measurements from the previous week, and the last thing on that check sheet is clean it, wax it, detail it, load it on the truck. And one of the most important things we do in between is called magnafluxing. And what that means is we magnetize a part. We have a special solution that we wash over top of it, and we examine it under a black light. Now, under that black light, small cracks show up. Small cracks at 190 miles an hour could be catastrophic. This is so important to NASCAR that they make each crew chief sign a paper saying all of his suspension components have been magnafluxed.
Very interesting from Ray Evernham, the Peerless Faucet Innovation in Motion. Under caution, everybody working on their tires, make what little changes they will. 10 laps of racing remaining when we come back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Since NASCAR first began, there have been over 1,000 races with more than 10,000 drivers and mechanics and millions of spectators. And as NASCAR continues to grow even bigger, so has the one-part store serious enough to be the only official auto parts store in the history of NASCAR. Western Auto and Western Auto's new Parts America.
Is there any jealousy behind the scenes?
Basically, in our sport, we're jealous of anybody that's out there winning.
Catch last year's Winston Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon on Spotlight with Phyllis George, May 28th on TNN. So, you didn't get enough of Dwight Yoakam's hip shaking and leg quaking last time around? Don't worry, CMT has gone Dwight again. Turn on to Gone to White, a 2.5-hour marathon of every Dwight video ever made, plus jamming live concert footage. And in an exclusive CMT interview, find out what the tight trousered one thinks about his unique video style that has put him on the cutting edge of country music. Turn on to country, turn on to genuine CMT, and turn on to Gone to White, tonight at 11, 10 Central. It's country music's biggest night, an evening filled with the brightest stars and biggest bands. Don't miss a minute of the glitz and glamour. Join host Martina McBride, Lori Morgan, and Sawyer Brown's Mark Miller. I can honestly say this is my very favorite award show. It's the 30th annual TNN Music City News Country Awards. Live Monday, June 10th, 8 Eastern, only on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Looking at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, all lit up tonight for the NASCAR Winston Select. All of our aerial coverage brought to you by the folks at Duraloo. We appreciate their involvement. Hey, if you're a motorhead, tomorrow, don't even touch the TV dial. Keep it right here on TNN Motorsports, because beginning tomorrow, we've got all sorts of live racing. NHRA Today, a live 1-hour special from Englishtown, New Jersey. And the NASCAR Busch Series, the Meridian Advantage 200 from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. 3:30 Eastern, the Sunoco Ultra 94. That's the Trans Am Classic from Mosport Park in Ontario. Then at 5 o'clock, live coverage from Englishtown, New Jersey. The NHRA Mopar Nationals, all tomorrow and all live on TNN Motorsports. Here's Glenn Jarrett.
Hey guys, we know that my credit's not good and I'm not the smartest person on earth, but they didn't have to do a whole lot to this car. It must be pretty much to your liking, Rusty.
It feels pretty good right now. Hope everything goes okay. I got a good car.
Well, they're firing up right now. Gonna put him away out there. He starts third. I tell you what, they work long and hard to get this car back to the front of the pack. He may be a factor in this thing.
Russell William Wallace ready to go to work as we take a look at how they'll be lining up for this third and final segment. The Napa Field Rundown. Napa, we keep America running. Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte. Again, remember, Earnhardt seems to win every 3 years. Numerologists say this is his year. Terry Labonte, Rusty Wallace, good run for Michael Waltrip. Lake Speed. He had a great run last night, qualifies on the pole, advances from the Winston Select Open, ahead of Mark Point, Sterling Marlin, and Bobby Labonte. Dale Jarrett, middle of the pack right now on the restart. Ricky Rudd, Ernie Irvin, Jeff Gordon, who led 49 laps of this event last year, has led just 10 here tonight. A Strickland, Kyle Petty, Jimmy Spencer, and Harry Gans. And there's Darrell Waltrip and Jeff Bodine in row number 9. On the pit lane, Ricky Rudd's car is still there. We'll update that story when we come back to Charlotte.
Less than a minute, 16 down. This one is over. Hey, wait a minute. That's Larry Bird. Don't believe it. Believe it. Bird is in. Bird for green. Bird dunks. Bird dunks. Of course, he's in the zone. What a cover.
When you've got the great taste of ice cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Oh, cue that fat lady.
Gary, just between you and me, find Earnhardt, intimidating.
Well, he's pretty darn competitive. Nobody trades paint like Dale. He does have that black Monte Carlo.
Yeah, he's got that black Monte Carlo.
But remember one thing. When he first started, his car was pink.
No, pink?
Pink. And he's never gotten over it.
Genuine Chevrolet. The car's more champions trust, no matter what color the paint.
We deliver great quality, time after time.
Same with Super 8.
Every room is comfortable. And roomy.
Super 8.
Super 8.
Life's great at Super 8.
I know just about every garage in town. I guess I ought to know them all. More professionals use Napa parts than any other. That's because they can't afford to put in the same part twice. Just look at the signs. When did you see anything but we install Napa parts? Dan here liked us so much he became a Napa Auto Care Center. Yeah, everybody loves Napa. Of course, some say it's the hat. I think it's my good looks. America running!
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Tonight's exclusive coverage of the Winston Select on TNN is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. And by Peerless Faucet. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
On the restart, they have just now begun. And here we go, the final 10-lap shootout for $200,000 in bragging rights. Dale Earnhardt, the leader. Rusty Wallace is right behind him. We have got now the field working down the back straightaway, and caution is on the Speedway. Caution is on the Speedway as the field works through turn 3 and 4 right now. And Doyle Ford says, nope, we're going to do her again. And NASCAR is going to say we're going to do it right. And Glenn Jarrett, you're right down there with some of the NASCAR officials.
Well, Eli, it was almost like it was preordained or something. We heard Robin Pemberton tell Rusty, hey, if the 3-car jumps, you go with him. And they did, and now they got to do it again.
So, as we used to say on the streets of Brooklyn, New York, a do-over. We'll take a look at the restart for you. The restart is when the green flag comes out. But you see a couple of cars jump up front. Bobby Labonte had already made a move inside. So very, very quickly, they put the caution back out. Tell you, one of the more interesting stories here is the fact that 2 of the first 5 starters in this final segment transferred in from the open. Lake Speed and Michael Waltrip. In fact, Michael started dead last when we began here an hour or so ago. And here he is now running in the top 5. Jeff Burton, or the advanced, I should say Jeff Gordon. Jeff Burton already done for the evening, as is his brother. But Jeff Gordon restarting in the 12th spot. What have they done in their race car, Randy?
Well, you name it, Eli. They have tried it in racing terminology, racing speak. Ray Abraham, the crew chief, said we have just been jumped. He said we've messed with the front fenders. We've taken tape off. We put a rubber in the right front, half a rubber in the left rear. We bumped the spoiler up. They disconnected the track bar, or the sway bar. I mean, these guys have done everything they can. They're hoping maybe they've got a shot to at least get near the front towards the end. But they just came and just didn't hit it tonight.
So that's the story for the Jeff Gordon team. And of the 20 starters, only 18 are still running. The 2 who are not are the Burton brothers. Jeff Burton losing an engine on the initial start of the race, and Ward Burton with an accident on the 38th lap, or the 8th lap of the second segment, when he tagged the wall in turn number 4. So we're going to try it again. The lights are out atop the safety car. There is the front row on the restart. Dale Earnhardt and Terry Labonte. Veterans both. Terry, a winner of this event back in 1988. He has missed only 1 running of the Winston Select. That was in 91. Dale Earnhardt's won 3 of them, and he's been in all of the races. Green flag. Good looking start that time.
Boy, I mean, that was 2 by 2 by 2 as he come by the side step that time. You see Terry Labonte holding on to that outside spot, actually pulling ahead of Earnhardt coming off turn 2. For long.
$10,000. 10 laps to go. Look at this race for the lead. Look at this with Labonte on the high side, Earnhardt on the bottom. Michael Waltrip with a great drive in 3rd spot.
What a super run for the Wood Brothers Ford. Earnhardt across the stripe, leads him back into the corner. Terry Labonte not giving an inch. Oh, and here goes Michael Waltrip for the lead. Michael Waltrip takes advantage of Earnhardt and Labonte touching. Here comes Rusty Wallace in the 2. He's going to challenge Earnhardt. This is what everybody's been waiting for and watching and seeing unfold every year at the Winston.
Can Michael Waltrip come out of the open and win this thing?
It's never been done before, but he is flying around the racetrack.
Looking for his first Winston Cup victory. Granted, this is a non-points race, but he has never finished better than second at Pocono back in the late 80s. And this will be quite a confidence booster heading into next weekend's races.
Terry Labonte is coming too, and Earnhardt's back there. Rusty Wallace so strong.
You see Rusty Wallace in second place there. He is really putting the heat on right now. He's running very well.
Mark Martin there, the 6. Terry Labonte in the 5. That's the battle for 4th and 5th spot. Bobby Labonte is right behind that. But Michael Waltrip is going to check out if he can.
He is the class of the field right now.
What a story this would be.
I got to tell all of you something. It wouldn't be the first time a 21 car won a race here in Charlotte. They have been very, very successful here. And Michael's doing a great job of holding his line right now through the corner.
Michael Waltrip has won the Winston Select Open twice in his career.
And all the changes they were going to make to this car. They sure did it right, didn't they?
Valley was talking at the gas pumps after the open.
Not over yet. Not over yet.
No, it's not.
Still somewhere to go.
It'll be 5 laps to go here in seconds.
Look at Mark Martin making it too wide down the front straightaway there on Perry Labonte as they go down into turn 1.
We ride with Mark Martin. He stays to Terry Labonte's inside. Bobby Labonte right behind them. The Wood Brothers out of Stewart, Virginia. Maybe en route to one of the biggest paydays ever.
Certainly would be Michael Waltrip's biggest payday by far.
Taylor Knight still waiting and watching. Up third. Rusty Wallace is at second. Less than 4 laps to go. There is Taylor Knight. Michael Waltrip has won 23 NASCAR Winston Cup races here at Charlotte as you watch Mark Martin and Terry Labonte battle for 4th and 5th. Michael has never finished better than 3rd in a NASCAR Winston Cup race here, most recently 3rd in the Coca-Cola 600 a year ago.
He's won Busch Grand National here.
Oh, yeah.
He does know how to win here.
And as we said, finished second in Pocono, 1988 as his career best. And though this will not go into the record books as a non-points race, it'll sure as heck go on the resume. 2 laps to go.
Did I mention there's $200,000 up for this?
I thought you'd never say anything about that.
As part of the $888,000 for the evening. White flag next time by. We're watching the good battle on the racetrack because honestly, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd has gone away. Michael Waltrip, Rusty Wallace, they aren't there. Separated by 20 car lengths each.
Careful, Ernie Irvin. He was all the way down on the flat coming out of the corner under Jeff Gordon there as he sprint down the front straightaway.
White flag for Michael Waltrip as we watch the battle middle of the pack. There is the leader.
What a night for this young man. He may not have won yet, but this is something big here, Eli.
This is major. The Wood Brothers have won here 6 times, but not since 1987. And advancing from the Winston Select Open, Michael Waltrip wins a solid Rusty Wallace. And then Taylor Knight with Martin, Rudd, and Labonte across the stripe next. And how about the celebration? The Wood Brothers, Leonard, Glenn, Eddie, Terry Hall, the whole crew there. And Randy Pemberton is in the middle of it all.
Well, we got anyone? He's being congratulated. You cannot believe the exuberation for all of these guys. Congratulations. The biggest win this team has had in quite a number of years. Congratulations on a great effort from you and your driver.
Thank you. Michael drove a heck of a race, man. The car was tight early on. We kept loosening it up. Then it got looser, and we worked on it again. And at last 30, we just left it like it was. And I just like to say thank everybody that made this possible. Like they said, go Ford Motor Company, Goodyear, Grand Piano. Just thank you guys, everybody.
Congratulations to you and your entire team. Great job for these guys, Eli.
And they have just unrolled the sidewalks again in Stewart, Virginia. Michael Waltrip heading to victory lane. That is our next stop as soon as we come back to Charlotte.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair and for some people gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for better control of harmful deposits for a cleaner engine. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top-quality parts, and they find helpful people, like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
If it's Saturday night, it's steak night. That's just the way it's always been. And I always use my favorite steak sauce. It's tradition. What? Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for something different. Something rich, robust, something zesty, hearty. It's there. And it's great. A steak sauce for me? You serious?
Can you do that?
Yeah. All right. New A1 thick and hearty. Try it now at Subway on a steak and cheese sub.
The fireworks have been ongoing for the last couple of moments, and the heartbeat for Michael Waltrip and the crew just unbelievable. Down there, hugging his brother, Darrell Waltrip, who made a beeline of Victory Lane to be part of it all. Why don't we go down there and enjoy part of the celebration? Glenn Jarrett, that's quite a scene.
Well, it is, and I can't get through it. He's being mobbed. Way to go, buddy.
Wow, that's big, you know. I ain't supposed to win this race. I don't even know what to do. I just know that there's 2 or 3 things about this race that are special to me. One is what Winston does for us all year long. So this night is to thank them. And the fans, it's for them. And it's mainly for the crews. And just to tell you what kind of crew I got, Glenn, we took a car that we only ran 5th in the Open with. I mean, it was terrible. And we won the Winston. So, I don't know what to say.
What did you do to that thing?
Can't tell you. Secret. I bent the roof, but my engine builder said that, my engine builder said he'd buy me anything in the world if I wanted, so I'm gonna turn on my roof.
That's all you want is a roof out of this deal?
Well, I think I know what's coming. They got me a lot of money on hand, and I'm building my mom and daddy a house, and I still don't, I'm not that emotional because I don't believe this happened. Pretty cool.
First time the Wood Brothers car has won here since 1987. Kyle won the World 600. They've won here 6 times. You're the first guy ever as a transferee to win the Winston Select.
But I still ain't won a race, have I?
1-1 now, buddy. Don't let me tell you that, folks. He has won the biggest race of his career. Michael Waltrip, and I'll guarantee you he's going to win a lot more. Let's go back to Eli.
He is going to win a lot more, and that's him. You can kind of tell that was a team that had the chemistry, and they were going to mold together very, very nicely. Rusty Wallace gave it a heck of a run with old Midnight from starting spot 15. Let's get his thoughts.
Rusty gave it a shot. Came up just a little short to the Wood Brothers today, Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, I sure did, but I tell you, he had us beat, no doubt about that. He had a strong engine in that car, and he handled good. I noticed in the second segment, I said, man, this son of a gun's running good. I finished 3rd, I guess it was. And he was right there at my tailpipe the whole time, and me and Dale got racing on the back straightaway. We just kind of slowed us down. He had a good run on us. Did a little bob and weave and got in front of me and got him. So I'm happy with second. I'd like to congratulate Michael because he really did have us beat. I mean, that's got to be a wonderful first victory for him in a real big race like this. But my guys did a good job. I let him down on a pit stop, and I tried to bail him back out, but it turned out okay. I'd like to thank Bill and all the sponsors with us.
Congratulations on a good effort tonight.
Thank you very much.
Glad you're.
Well, we're still amidst all the celebration down here in the second generation of the Wood Brothers, Lynn and Eddie Wood, sons of Glenn Wood, who started this team way back long ago. Great job, guys. On behalf of TNN and Miller Brewing Company, we're presenting you with the Miller Pit Crew of the Race Award. You guys were awesome on the changes you made to that car.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We was a little tight early on, and we got a little bit loose, and then we just kind of stopped in the middle, and things worked out for us.
Lynn, you changed drivers this year. It was just a matter of time when Michael Waltrip broke through, came to victory lane.
Yeah, we had hoped it'd come earlier, but we were just tickled to get this race here from the go forward. Michael drove his tail off. I mean, I can't say enough about him.
Okay, that's it from here in victory lane. We're going to get out of their way, let these guys celebrate some more. I think they're just a little shocked. We'll be back with more from Charlotte Motor Speedway right after this.
Excuse me? That's better. Excuse me? That's better. Excuse me? Excuse me? There's nothing better than a steak from Winn-Dixie.
dream? Try strapping yourself to a 4,000-pound rocket. Then run at 220. 6 inches away from 41 of your closest friends. Real close. NASCAR. Extreme and always has been. Busch. The official beer of NASCAR and always has been.
Back with you at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we mentioned this is the first time ever that a driver has won the Winston Select, advancing from the Open. The best previous performance by one of those drivers was when Sterling Marlin finished second coming out of the Open back in 1988. And if you didn't catch it, when Michael Waltrip took the lead, why don't we rack it back for you and see exactly how it unfolded with Terry Labonte in the 5 and Dale Earnhardt in the 3 up front, and Michael was in 3rd.
Well, you see Dale Earnhardt on the bottom there. Now he slips just a little bit as they start out of the corner. You see the car break loose. He hits Terry just enough to really slow both cars down. There goes Michael on the inside.
And he was gone from that point forward. Ends up winning it officially by better than a second, nearly a second and a half. And we'll take a look there. You see Rusty Wallace also moving through. Here's the look of what happened from the roof cam, riding along with Dale Earnhardt.
Wow, you can see the car actually break loose. You can see the hood pins on the front of the car turn towards the infield. That's how far sideways he was.
Michael says, thank you, I'm gone. And how about the emotion? I think Glenn hit it on the head. Number one, those guys seem to be in shock, but maybe the best view of it all was seeing Darrell Waltrip go sprinting to victory lane to congratulate his brother. Let's get a thought from DW.
And do you think this is a doubleheader? You think we're going to do more racing? You ain't got out of the car yet.
Well, the way I was running, I'm not quite finished yet. I got a little catching up to do. Come and get some gas, go out and finish the race. No, but I'm so thrilled for my brother and for the Woods brothers and that whole crowd. I knew they was going to have a good, I knew they were going to be tough. As soon as they got the chemistry worked out, they was going to be tough. And that just proves that, you know, it ain't just one brother in his family that can drive all the time. And he is my brother, by the way. And don't call him my son. He's my brother. And I knew that sooner or later he would step up, and I think the tables would turn.
Do you think there's a chance there might be another Jarrett brother that can drive?
I think you better stick to what you're doing.
Thanks a lot for that, Mark.
Down in victory lane moments ago, we gave away one award to the Wood brothers. Now the folks at Western Auto have given away the Mechanics of the Race award to Len and Eddie Wood for the entire Wood Brothers Citgo Ford racing team. A big old smile for a very fine family and a darn good bunch of mechanics. Don't you leave us. We've got lots more coming up from the Charlotte Motor Speedway as we continue on TNN Motorsports.
It came from the hills and back roads, a sound of generations that found its way to this humble stage and to the ends of the earth. That stage has grown to become Opryland, USA, where fans come to the cradle for the vacation of a lifetime. Call now for passport package information and a free vacation planning guide. 1-800-882-3914. Opryland, USA, America's country vacation destination.
I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
These people just witnessed an amazing demonstration. We put this Duraloop-treated engine through the ultimate torture test. We drained all the oil, all the water, then flooded it with a fire hose. It kept on running because Duraloop protects your engine like no other product can.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself.
Now let Duraloop make a believer out of you. Duraloop, peace of mind in a bottle.
Is there any jealousy behind the scenes?
Basically, in our sport, we're jealous of anybody that's out there winning.
Catch last year's Winston Cup Series champion Jeff Gordon on Spotlight with Phyllis George, May 28th on TNN.
Names are drawn, teams are formed. It's the WCW lethal lottery. Road Warrior against Road Warrior. Steiner faces Steiner. Belair and Savage forced together. The matchups are explosive. Then Sting faces a giant challenge, and Jushin Thunder Liger has his sights on the U.S. title.
On CNN Presents, they come to America to chase a dream, but the flood of immigrants often takes away jobs in the process.
And then they turn around and they give my job to foreigners.
Is the U.S. slamming the door to the land of opportunity?
When people in the country face economic uncertainty, we look for scapegoats.
Americans are ready to fight to keep what's theirs. The furor that's turning immigrants into a nation within. On the next CNN Presents, Sunday, 9 Eastern.
And welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the post-race festivities continue. We've made our way down to Dale Earnhardt's transporter now. Dale, you gave it a heck of an effort there, but it just didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, I like that second set of tires instead of the third set, but we got on the bottom and I got loose and sideways and got into Terry, and lucky we both didn't hit the fence. And I hate it happened. I know he's probably a little upset, but that's when Michael got by us, and then the car just kept getting tighter from there, and I just kept driving to the bottom and trying to make it go. The second segment was our segment. The car was about perfect there, and we opted not to change too much. And should have probably just changed a little bit, but yeah, it's racing, and everybody did a good job. I was really happy with the car as a whole, and Dadgum just didn't win, but congratulations to the Wood brothers and Michael. He's been trying a long time. I know they got to be overexcited about this.
Dale, on that restart there, the false restart, I know you liked that restart. It looked good to you.
Well, I'm pretty confused. In the drivers' meeting, they said restarts at the green grass, and the leader would, be the starter. And then there in the pit stop down here, they said that Flagman was going to be the starter, and they didn't say where. And then we jumped, and then the next time they said on the radio the green grass, so I didn't know what the hell they were doing. Rusty was bumping in the ass the first time. It's time to go.
Well, I think it's time for us to go to Randy.
Well, Mark Martin's had a good, solid run tonight. You've had some good luck in this race and some bad luck in this race, but tonight, good, decent effort from you guys.
It was decent. The Valvoline car was a little bit of a late bloomer. It took it about 15 laps to really get going. Then it was really too late to do a whole lot. But we got it better and better, and we had a good, solid third place in qualifying, and that's better than we've ever done here, I think, for the Winston. And we had a real good, solid run. We got hung up several times in traffic. When those two front row Chevys kind of tangled up there, I left my foot in it, but I didn't get by those guys. If I could have got by them, we might have had a little bit better shot at it, but I wound up racing Terry, who was running real good. I wound up racing him side by side for about 5 laps for fourth place, and we'll take that. It's a good, solid run. The car would have been better in a longer event than these shorter segments tonight.
3 Fords in the top 4, Mark. You got a rules change. Big advantage for you, do you think, over the Chevrolets now, or is that getting you closer to them?
No, the cars are pretty close now. But, what people fail to realize is that 2 Chevrolets were dominating the event until they tangled. And, those guys, it was a good, close race. This is a good show. We've seen the data in the wind tunnel, and, it brings them in where it's competitive now, I think. And you're going to see the Fords do a lot better, and you're going to see the guys running Chevrolets do a lot of complaining. I don't think if I had a Chevrolet, I'd be complaining too, because I'd want to enjoy a huge advantage myself. So anyway, it's just part of Winston Cup racing.
Okay. Good luck next week in the 300 and 600. Mark Martin finishes 4th tonight.
So some of the emotions of this evening unfolding now down in the garage area as the fans file out just below the tower. You see the well-lighted area. That is the press box where the scribes are currently putting together the newspaper stories that you'll be reading tomorrow morning in your local papers across the country. We've got more coming up from Charlotte Motor Speedway as Michael Waltrip and the Wood brothers are at Victory Lane. We're coming right back as more coverage comes your way on CNN Motorsports.
Some people say having a race car like this is like having the best toy ever made. Let me tell you, this ain't so. I know it. The Racing Collectibles Club of America, they know it. And you'll know it too as soon as you sign up. RCCA offers you the finest die-cast collectibles, and they're for club members only. And they don't make a lot of them. That's what makes them collectible. RCCA's got all the top drivers. They even got the ones in the other kinds of races.
Call 1-800-952-0708 to order your RCCA collectibles now.
As little as 1,000th of an inch of motor oil separates your car's engine parts, but friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporized, weakening its ability to protect expensive parts. Texaco Havoline Formula 3 controls volatility, fights vaporization, and provides complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Get a Dream Team basketball with a 12-quart Havoline Formula 3 or 6-quart Havoline synthetic purchase.
Hanson, the sales report was a disaster. Your group has the lowest performance record in the history of the company, and you're a total disappointment. Are you familiar with the term downsizing?
From the summer hit Flipper come the incredible Flipper Squirt Toys, only at Pizza Hut. Scar and Flipper are just $1.69 each with any pizza purchase. You can even get them delivered. Everyone will love them. Even kids. Pizza Hut, you'll love the stuff we're made of.
Need a few parts? Pep Boys has everything you need.
Have a nice weekend.
26,000 items at the guaranteed low price, tires and service too. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Welcome back, everybody, as we continue from the Charlotte Motor Speedway on this Saturday night of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. The Winston Select NASCAR's All-Star Race. Hope you enjoyed it here on TNN Motorsports. Eli Gold with Dick Bergman, Buddy Baker, and Huffy Wheeler joining us now from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Great to have you with us. And we didn't necessarily see the fireworks in that last mile and a half that we're used to, but the storyline of Michael Waltrip in the woods getting back to victory lane for Michael the first time. What a great storyline.
Well, we've all watched him come up and struggle in this business, and it's just everything's been real tough for him. And we knew he'd win one day. We didn't know he would win one night.
Right.
And I think the fans, it was a great thing for the fans because they're all root for the underdog, and he certainly was. And of course, it's been a long time since the Wood brothers been in victory circle too.
Right now, we're going to go down to the garage area and catch up with some of the other top finishers. So don't leave us now. Let's go down and see what's cooking downstairs, fellas.
Hey, whole lot of stuff cooking down here. We've got Ernie Irvin, Ray Evernham, Jeff Gordon. We'll talk to these guys one at a time here. First of all, let's start with Jeff. It just wasn't your night, was it?
Oh, God, that was ugly. The car was just real loose, and I really thought the way we ran earlier today that the way the track was, that it was going to be tight tonight, or at least, pretty good. And, man, we were dead wrong. We had to change a ton of things. We learned a lot tonight about what the car's going to be like next week, but that doesn't mean a whole lot tonight.
Let's step over and ask Ray Evernham. Ray, saw you guys working awfully hard on Jeff's car. Just wasn't enough time to do the things you needed to do.
Well, I wanted to try some different things to go better, for next week, and they were just awful tonight. And just, one of those things. I said we were going to experiment, but we just didn't expect to have that bad of an experiment. And I was just glad to see these two guys racing together. I was hoping it'd be for first or second instead of seventh and eighth. Ernie's my hero, but because he passed Jeff on the last lap, he's not going to get a discount at the tractor store anymore. Your discount's done, buddy.
Ernie, was that pass worth it?
Yeah, because they didn't give me a discount to start with. In fact, I don't think I've ever bought anything at the power outlet, but, I always go there and shop anyway.
I know it had to be a real thrill for you. We talked about this right before the race, but just to be back, to be a part of this thing again.
Well, I tell you, it was exciting, and I know the last time I was here, I kind of got stuck in the emotion of trying to win this thing, or actually the second segment, and ended up busting my butt. So, we had a decent race car tonight. We just didn't hit it right, but it was exciting, and we're looking forward to the 600.
One more question, and that concerns the 600. We're about a third of the way through the season now, maybe a little bit more. How do you feel so far about your comeback? I know we've talked about this, but grade yourself on where you are right now.
It's not very good, if you look at the finishes and stuff, it's like, wow. We haven't done very well, but we've kind of jumped the hurdle in the last 3 or 4 races. We ran good in the race. We just still haven't got our qualifying procedure down right, but we ran good in just about every race, and the last 4 or 5, and that's just the next thing to look at.
Congratulations to all you guys. Wish you the best of luck for next week. Thanks for taking time to be with us. Let's go to Randy.
Well, it's been a heck of a team meeting back here with all the Yates guys, Ernie Irvin's guys, Robert Yates and Larry Mack. You guys were discussing. What were you discussing? It seems like you're still racing for you guys, but you're thinking about next week, Ernie.
Well, yeah, this was a 70-lap test session, and it was run under the lights. Most of next week's race will be run under the lights, and we're real pleased with 88's performance in the first segment, but not very pleased at all with the performance of the 88 car. I hadn't had a chance to talk to Dale or Todd in the last 2 segments, and not very happy with the performance of the 28 at all, and trying to figure out what car we're going to bring back next week. I can't see bringing this one back. Sometimes, you just got to say, okay, we'll bring something different, right or wrong, and again, this was a good test session. We learned some things not to do. Improved it the last segment, but that was just for 10 laps. And of course, I think the drivers reached down in that bucket a little deeper and get a little bit more. But we'll be back next week with both these cars.
Let me talk to your car owner for a second. Engine builder as well. Looks like you had a great horsepower dialed in. The 88 car was really motoring. Do you go back as well in the engine room and take a look at those motors? And can you do anything in between now and the 600? Of course, this was a sprint race tonight.
Well, that's certainly true. You know, with our shops here in Charlotte, we run our dynamometers night and day, and we have the luxury of going back here and keep trying things. But playing right now, we're going to take this Dynajet dynamometer that we hated so much and take both of these cars back. Pretty much engines, the best we could put them together, they were really equal. It seemed like maybe Dale's car one time was a little stronger. Then again, maybe Ernie's looked a little stronger. We're going to go back and try to learn a little bit more about the engine inside the race car and the frame, and see if we can come back here next week and have something for them.
Quickly, Robert, first shot with the rules here. Did it help you a lot?
Well, happy to see Ford, and certainly Michael Waltrip and Wood Brothers greatly deserve a win. It's a Ford. We can do it. We've got Fords.
Okay, good luck next week. Glenn Jarrett.
Well, thanks, Randy. I've caught up with Bobby Labonte now, and it's not exactly the happiest I've ever seen you look.
Well, no, but it could be a lot worse. I know that. I might not have recovered over there earlier tonight. So, hey, we got a little loose. Interstate Battery Chevrolet was good the first segment and really good to a certain point in the second segment. We got loose and just couldn't ever get it back. So, just glad we finished, really.
You've always run strong here. In fact, you got a win here last year. I know that you're looking forward to better things come next week in the 600.
Yeah, we are. We got our regular car that will come back for that race next weekend. And, they went back and they worked on it a little bit after they got down here and did some scoping, and so we'll work on it a little bit. And, we'll just bring it back down here and see what we can do with it. This was a really good race car tonight, and the guys did a really good job, in the pits, getting it organized before the race started, and that's what the big key was, why it was so good in the beginning. So, hey, like I said, Joe just said, I don't think he's finished one yet with the 18 car, so we're excited that at least we got that one away down under, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll just come back next week and run, see what we do.
Okay, best of luck to Bobby Labonte. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with more activities here after the race. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Stay tuned. We might be talking to you next.
Tonight's exclusive coverage of the Winston Select on TNN is brought to you by Pep Boys. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price. Tires and service too. Everything but gas.
Make this beauty look its best, I use Armor All Protectant on the vinyl and rubber. And for the paint, now there's Armor Plate Paint Protectant. It shines, protects, and really makes those colors pop. New Armor Plate. It's like Armor All for your paint.
In a sport where nerves are made of steel, it's only natural. The tools are made by craftsmen. 2,200 Craftsman hand tools made in America, guaranteed forever. The only official tools of IndyCar, NASCAR, NHRA, and the Craftsman Truck Series. Only at Sears.
Bug Be Gone from Ortho, the only ready-to-use diazonone bug killer that kills virtually any bug, anywhere.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR. Announcing Goodyear's Race Days Tire Sale. Save up to 25% on all Goodyear Eagles and all Goodyear Wranglers. Other Goodyear tires from 1999. Get to Goodyear and save. And ask about InfiniTread with a lifetime tread life limited warranty.
Nothing makes a car look hotter than shining wheels. So I use Quicksilver Wheel Cleaner from Armor All. No scrubbing, just spray and rinse to get the brake dust and grime ordinary cleaners can leave behind. So every time you wash your car, use Quicksilver from Armor All.
Last year, Nazareth Speedway looked like a high-speed bumper car ride with no less than 6 multi-car incidents. Then the carnage finally stopped and settled into a long stretch of green flag racing. In the end, Jim Theodore limped his thirsty Thunderbird across the finish to take the win. Now the boys are back for more. It's the Busch Grand National Advantage 200. Sunday, 1 p.m. noon Central on TNN Motorsport. The unofficial results of the Winston Select as you see them, Michael Waltrip advancing from his finish in the Winston Select pulpit to win it all here tonight. Grand total of about $211,000 for the Wood brothers this evening. Rusty Wallace came home in second spot, and on down the line, the 18 teams who were running at the finish. Then Ward Burton and Jeff Burton, who led the race early. Ward with an accident, and Jeff Burton with engine failure. Back to the garage. Let's hear from our 12th place finisher, Lake Speed.
Well, and of course, he is sat on the pole, transferred into the race, had a great second segment. You know, I just figured out something. Spam spelled backward is maps. And you didn't even need one tonight. You had a pretty good night overall. You know your way around this racetrack.
We've run really well here at Charlotte in the past, and we like this racetrack. And it's always a deal. If you get that car where to do what I want it to do, we can go really fast. And we were close tonight, but not quite. As the track continued to change, we ran out of adjustment. We got the adjusting lever all the way over to max adjustment, and there wasn't any more, so we had to revert to another plan, and it just wound up hurting us there in that last segment. The car was just a little bit too edgy, and I got bumped from behind, and freight train went by, you know. I hate it for you, Harry, but we'll get them next time.
Lake, what about, will you run this car next week or another car?
Oh, you bet on it, baby. That car right there just needs one little bit of adjustment, and she'll be right.
You know what that adjustment is?
So they're on down in my mind. I think we know exactly what to do to it to make it really good.
Well, now, much to Lake's chagrin, he's standing way down here at the end of the garage area. Up at the other end, Randy's up there where they're completely disassembling Lake's car.
Well, they just done that. And back in here, this is where they're tearing down all the race cars. Most of the drivers have fled the garage area at this particular time, but crew chiefs, crew members, they're still back in here. You got Mark Martin's car, Terry Labonte's car, there's Bobby Labonte's car, Rusty Wallace's car. All these guys tearing down their machines, taking a look, see what they got, making sure NASCAR rules are enforced. And we're going to pull Jimmy Maycar, crew chief for Bobby Labonte. A lot of work goes on after these races, Jimmy.
Yeah, it really doesn't end when the checker flag falls. You know, we got a lot of things to do, a lot of technical inspections to go through for NASCAR, make everything official, make sure everybody's on the up and up. So there's a lot going on.
What about your effort tonight?
Well, you know, I think we had a real great first and second segment. Bob did a good job of moving this way up from the front to the back, or the back to the front, I should say. And the car drove real good. The car worked good for that whole time. And unfortunately, when it came time for the money, the car didn't agree with the set of tires we put on it. The car got real loose, and he really couldn't do anything with it. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes, you know, and all we could do was ride that out. When it came time to play, we couldn't play.
I know that you're not happy with the rule situation. You're the crew chief on a Chevrolet team. Compose yourself and tell me what your thoughts are on the rules before getting a little help in Pontiac as well.
Well, you know, anytime you come to the racetrack and you work like we do so hard on these cars, when you take a car and work on it and then somebody gets something given to them, you're not really happy about it. You know, they would be happy if we got something given to us, just like we're not happy when they get something given to them. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. It's something that NASCAR does to try to make the playing field level. And, you know, they saw it necessary to do that, to make it where they had cars that were capable of running with the Chevrolet. This proves one thing, Chevrolet's got a great race car. We've known that for a long time, so this makes us go back to work a lot harder. We've got to go home and tweak our cars around now and then try to get caught back up with these guys. You know, it's just the way this business is. You get behind and you try to work to get back in front of them. And I think right now, you know, they've given Ford something they can race real good with, and we just have to go home and do our homework.
Okay, I'm sure victory lane's right around the corner for you guys. Let's go back upstairs, Eli.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. You know, I don't know how many of you folks get a chance to read the Charlotte newspapers or any of the press releases put out in the area here, but there was this noted prognosticator who had selected Rusty Wallace to win here today. And Humpy, I don't know if you know who the guy was, but he missed it by that much.
We got to do the restart again. I mean, that's where I went.
Humpy, you had a remarkable record of picking the winners here.
Well, I did, but you know, I was when Michael Walter got in the lead, I was thinking about Buddy Baker because I was next door. And this is the return of the heavyweight drivers, okay? We got all these little shrimpy drivers.
And Buddy has a very pressing question to ask you.
Pre-show. steamroller jumping a Rolls Royce. Is that what I heard? Nope. Nope. No, there's going to be a lot of firepower, and it's going to come from the sky, and that's all I'm going to tell you.
Let's talk something seriously here. You guys obviously have a major week coming up. Daytona has speed weeks. A lot of tracks host multiple events. What is it like getting a city's worth of people out of here now and cleaning this place up so folks check back in? What's the staffing like here when everybody goes back to the hotel or goes home now?
It's wonderful. The more cans we can see, and people leave a couple of cars here and don't come back to claim them. We don't find any bodies yet, but there's a lot of funny things happen, and it kind of keeps us loose and so forth. But I sort of felt this time, because we started so early in May, that this was like being back at Indianapolis a long time ago, with everything going on.
You can sleep at all in the month of May?
I slept Tuesday night.
Humpty Wheeler, Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, I'm Eli Gold. Glad you're with us here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway to enjoy this huge night for Michael Waltrip and the Wood Brothers. We're going to come right back, so don't leave us. There's more from this crown jewel in the Queen City of the Carolinas. We return in a moment.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. They give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks. We think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Sweat and steel. It's decisions made in the split of a second. And pain endured for the length of a day. And at the finish, you're either toasting victory or getting set to do it all over again next week. It's auto racing the way we do it on the Miller team.
NASCAR race team will have what it takes to win the UAWGF Teamwork of Excellence Award. Just ask Taylor.
Who the heck are those guys?
UAWGF. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top quality parts, and they find helpful people like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Tonight's exclusive coverage of the Winston Select on TNN has been brought to you by Texaco Clean System 3 Gasolines. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by the Miller Brewing Company, proud sponsor of the Miller Racing Team. We race for beer.
Here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the fans filing out busily in the Speedway Club. Folks still enjoying the late night hour here. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, a busy day on TNN Motorsports. NHRA Today, live from Englishtown, New Jersey. The NASCAR Busch Series from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, live at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The SCCA Trans Am Series from Mosport, Canada at 3:30 tomorrow. And then live coverage from Englishtown, New Jersey again of the NHRA Winston Drag Racing Series, the Mopar Nationals. Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, great being alongside, and hope you enjoyed it. I know I did, and quite a night for Michael Waltrip.
Indeed it is. It's good to go down with one of the real big ones.
Buddy, see you soon.
Oh, I really enjoyed it, guys. My pleasure to be up here with such a good group.
Been a lot of fun. Hope you folks enjoyed it. Remember to stick around on TNN Motorsports tomorrow. All the coverage we saw is coming your way, and it's all live beginning tomorrow afternoon. But right now, we want to bid you good night from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. For Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, Glenn Jarrett, Randy Pemberton, I'm Eli Gold, congratulating Michael Waltrip
who made the best night moves tonight.
Little too tall, could've used a few pounds. Tight pants points, hollering out. She was a black-haired beauty with big dark eyes, and points all her own, sitting way up high. Working on a night move, trying to make some front page driving news. Working on a night move. Summertime. In the sweet summertime.
Working 334 and back to the straight. $20,000 for that man, Neil Jarrett.
Felt the lightning. Waiting on the thunder. Waiting on the thunder. I woke last night to the sound of thunder. How far off I sat and wondered. Started humming a song from 1962. And it's funny how the night moves. When you just don't seem to have as much to lose. Strange how the night moves. With autumn closing in. Night moves. Night moves. Yeah.
Ralph Emery on the record with George, TNN Tuesday. The Dukes of Hazzard, weekdays at 4 and 7 on TNN.
You like the World Wrestling Federation.
Live from the Mother Church of Country Music, it's Opry Backstage. And now, here's your host, Bill Anderson.
And good evening. If you were looking for us earlier tonight, you didn't find us, did you? No, because we weren't here. But here we are on the late run. Hope you enjoyed the race, and we thank you for staying up. Opry Backstage, and then at the bottom of the hour, of course, as always, the Grand Ole Opry Live. Good show tonight. The Sweethearts of the Rodeo were coming by to visit with us, Janice and Christine. Got Ricky Skaggs, his wife Sharon White, and Sharon's sister Cheryl White. They're coming by not to talk about themselves, but to talk about their kids, because there's something very special going on in their lives. Good old disc jockey buddy of mine for many years, Smokey Smith from out in Des Moines, Iowa, is coming by to talk with us a little bit tonight. And if it's summertime and Opryland is open, you got to know that Mike Snyder is hanging around. You out work out in the park today?
Son, we was out there.
Warm, wasn't it?
It was warm, son. The sweat was running down the crack of my face all day long.
How many years
years have you been in? I'm not going to touch that 10-foot pole. How many years have you been out in the park now?
Oh, I don't know, just hit and miss, just here and there. I ain't keeping up with it, Bill.
Well, you came to the Opry and just kind of walked on the stage one night and tore up the crowd. Next thing I knew, you were working out there.
Yeah.
Has it been 10 years, 8 years?
I've been working on sometimes full-time out there, and sometimes we work part-time, and it's scheduled just here and there.
Do you like working in one place as opposed to packing up and traveling doing one-nighters?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing that because I've got a little airplane now. I go home in the afternoons and see my family. They're just 45 minutes away in that little airplane. And I love that. The reason that I talked to them was, I was about doing that was I had a family, I got to missing them, being out on the road. And so I get to go home, hug around on my kids. It means a lot to me to get to be with them.
Now, you got 2 boys, 2 girls?
I got a little boy. He'll be 3 years old in November. That little girl will be 6 in October. And they're doing real good.
Well, Sharon and Cheryl and Ricky are coming by, as I said a while ago, to talk about their kids. They're over here in the show at the Roy Acuff Theater called Christie, which is a wonderful show. Would you want your children to go into show business? Is that an ambition?
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to let them young'uns do whatever they want to. I never seen it work when a parent had an ambition for a young'un. They ended up just being sired on the world. So I'm going to turn them loose, and hopefully they'll try to do something moral. I'm working on keeping the morals up on them.
Well, that's good.
I'm wearing them out about every 2 or 3 days.
Would you discourage them if they came to you and said, look, Dad, I want to do what you do. I want to be in show business. Would you discourage them?
No, I wouldn't, because I love it. I've been real blessed to get to do what I do, and it's kind of tough being away from the family, but that's really the only downside of it. I love everything else about it.
You enjoy being a weatherman?
Well, Bill, you've seen that, huh?
What's that all about?
Oh, well, over here on TNN, what's the name of the show? Part-Time Country, not Prime-Time Country. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But we're doing some little segments on Prime-Time Country, and one of